Yo, we here. DJ HAMP the Stampede. We in the building. Like, share, subscribe, tell a friend to tell a friend. Hit that like button right now if you can. That helps the channel the most. We are here Wednesday, the original show. Let's get it popping. Sean was shaking.
Wow. Hey, man.
What's the word?
Man, you know, long day, but we here. What's good?
Good, man. Where can they find you at, Playboy? What's that hoodie you got on?
Oh man, it's just a little something, man. They sold out now, man. They sold out this
Ever?
week. So these colorways. So working on the new colorways and on the summer stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Shit like that. Shit like that.
I'm redesigning my website now too. So don't look at the website right now. We re-upping.
If they want to inquire, what they say, hit you on the gram for now and shit like that.
Yeah, just need the gram. That's all.
All right. We'll make sure when Impress get in here, we'll make sure that she get the Instagram link so they can go shop, cop the latest merch and all that. You know what I mean? Perfect. Tony Antonio in the building. Corn, what's popping? What's goody? How you, man?
I'm good, man. It's good to be back. It's been a while.
Indeed, man. How's everything? You still on TV and all that?
Here and there. I actually got a movie
Like
short
that.
film
Shit
that I
like
did
that.
last year.
Like that.
What you got?
I said I did a short film like late last year. Yeah,
The one where you was in a room with the girl?
room with a girl.
Yeah,
No,
it was
I
like
was playing a slave.
Fucking bitch. Get him out of here. Come on.
the one where you was like you had an argument with your girl, like your wife.
Oh no, that was something I did some years ago. I had posted some stuff I did some years ago. But no, I did a joint where they put blood over my face and everything. That's probably the most cosmetic stuff I've ever had to do though, because I basically got beat up and I'm chained up and all that. So yeah, it's gonna be good.
Anything for $1, huh? Okay, so that's good. I mean, yo, hey, listen. Hey, Sean, let me tell you this first. I ain't playing no slave. Perfect. Okay.
All right, slave films, man. That's not me.
It's really a love story, really, but I'm a slave in it. Yeah. So
Okay.
So they had everybody in love around you. You just a slave.
no, I'm a love. No, my girl. I got caught trying to go off and run off with my girl. You know, trying to find.
Okay.
She's free. I'm a slave. I'm trying to go find her, but by finding her, I got beat up in the process. So
okay,
the master caught me.
Okay. So you was talking like a slave and all that?
I was trying my best, yeah.
Let me hear something. You from Tennessee anyway.
That was a process. I can even get through it.
You would sneeze away from sounding like a slave. You already from Tennessee. Go ahead. That's
what I'm saying. I used that though. I did use my.
All right, just hit us with one. Like Sha is an up and coming director. He the next Kugler, but he gonna be his own man though. Feel me?
For sure.
Let me hear. Just give me one line, bro. This should make my day, bro. I had a
Oh,
tough day.
damn. Oh shoot. I was reckon we. I'm trying to think of something. Hold on. I was reckon we going up to yonder. I understand. So I can't get into it right now, man.
Put him in the fucking bedroom. Get him out of here.
We got me rolling.
That's crazy. Can't put you on the spotlight there, bro.
I know, man.
He sounded like himself. Yo,
I can't get into it right now.
Thank you, Cole. I love you for that. I appreciate that. Yo, man.
Right now.
Well, I'm gonna definitely make sure I connect y'all two because y'all really actually in that industry.
I did use my southern accent, but I drawed on it way more. Like I don't know. I had to really pull on it way.
You ain't had that much to go. You did good. Nah, good shit. Yeah, nigga, all you need is a cold, nigga. All you need is a cold. You'll be right on point. It should have got you sick before you filmed it. You would have been perfect.
Oh God.
But I'm gonna make sure. I'm gonna make sure you and Shy connect though, because he actually doing that up and coming in that industry. And Corman grinding for a minute from.
I'm in Atlanta.
Yeah,
Atlanta. Okay.
Yeah,
Yep.
Corman been doing it for a minute. Modeling,
dope, man.
acting, reality TV, all that.
That's dope, brother.
You know what I'm saying?
Appreciate it.
Shy was goody though.
Yo, as I always say, another day, another opportunity to do it better than I did yesterday.
That's a fact though, man, for sure. So you've been grinding and all that. Took you about 7
Man,
hours.
I'm a starving artist, man. Trying to, pay bills and chase dreams at the same time. Get a little exhausted sometimes, but God is good. God is good.
It'd be like that. They say, what's that? Somebody maybe know the old cliche. It says, like the paycheck is a bribe to make you forget your dreams. Y'all heard that before? Something like that. I say it right. Oftentimes.
That was right. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that paycheck will keep you there,
Yeah,
and I think you're doing it right. Grind until that'll help halfway pay for shit, and then you go out on the limit at that point.
That's right, man. I'm accepting I'm a journeyman, so I'm with it. I'm all about the process. So I'm seeing the evolution of myself from where I started, just with the idea to really like learning the skill. Now it's about sharpening the iron. So it's all a process.
Yeah, man. Ain't no shortcuts.
For sure.
I don't care what people say. You doing it for yourself, ain't no shortcuts.
For sure.
It's gonna hurt and you're gonna learn. So
Word.
Hold on, Cornet. Oh shit, hold on 1 second, y'all. My bad. Yeah, man. So we proud of you. You already know, man. Impressed. Make sure you drop his Instagram. That way we be the first ones there before it blow up. Feel me?
Yep.
Salute to everybody. Isha, what's popping?
Put him in the fuck.
Perfect.
What's up, Hampton?
How you?
I'm good. I'm trying to be at y'all next live event.
Yeah.
Perfect.
I'm glad you mentioned it. August 1st through the 3rd. But if you can get there on Thursday, you'll be there for all the festivities. I got everything set up. The link is up now. And I'm gonna put the what's it called? Schedule? The schedule up there. Yeah, here it comes soon. August 1st to the 3rd. Don't miss it, man. For real. You coming? What you gonna do?
I'm gonna try to be there.
What that mean? You sound very unsure.
Charlotte's not too far. It's about 6 hours.
Yeah.
Charlotte Douglas up the street.
6 good hours though. It's a good 6 though.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, like if you coming from Raleigh or like school, that 4 could turn to 3.5 if you get into DC. But from Charlotte, definitely 6.
I drove to Connecticut a couple weekends ago and I was mad at myself. I said, never again. Never again. Because I didn't have my real ID. So I drove to Connecticut.
Yeah, that's the new thing, right?
Yeah.
Damn. Well, you made it back. Love, what's popping?
Perfect.
What's goody?
What's up? Doing my thing, my thizzle. Blessed, highly favored. Doing the best that I can.
Why you say that?
This version of myself every day.
What you mean?
You heard it.
What you do different every day that you become a different version? Let me hear this.
Better. I didn't say different. I said a better. That's what I said. Quote me.
Oh, you stealing what Sha said. Okay, I got you.
No, I said this before he even came online.
I don't remember you saying that. I ain't gonna hold you.
listen better. That's your problem. Now you don't listen. You have very selective hearing. I see nothing changed yet. No neck nigga. Like I be trying to come in here and be real cute and new and sweet, and you sit there and you got me going on this already.
I ain't even say nothing.
You said too much already. How y'all doing?
Oh man, I thought you was, you know, very demure and all this other. Now I got no neck all of a sudden.
Until I get pushed. Don't push me.
Okay, all right.
She's
all right.
But I knew when we start kissing, I found love.
Put him in the fucking bedroom. Get him out of here. Come on.
Hey, what's goody?
Hey y'all, hey, what's going on?
How's everything?
Everything is good, man. Making shmoney, you know.
Yeah. Tell us about the sex toy sales, man. How we doing?
They're doing great, okay? And we make the best toys. However, we got skincare and body care as well, because we care about your whole person. So wellness is what I want you to think about when you think about bedroom candy.
Make sure you come to DC Thursday. We got something special for the VIPs, all right? I mean, so salute to Tay, man. The pleasureplug.fun. They'll drop the link in the chat shortly. At least click, right? The clicks matter, you know. And there are several things up there. I think for black men, it's difficult to find like a good beard product. And the one I got from Tay, like it made it have that feel, but it also soaked in, if that makes sense. A lot of times, you know, that oil, you still feel like kind of rough, you know, but the one I got from her, like, did both. So I think that's definitely an awesome product. And then the last time I went, it was sold out one time. That's a good sign, right? Sis, what's goody?
Hi. Nothing much. Everything good.
Sis, don't start. Don't even start that shit, sis.
I did nothing.
Let me guess, you tired too?
Not yet. Another 30 minutes.
Another 30 minutes. Wow. Shit, boy. Jesus Christ. Bandit attorney was popping.
What's good, y'all?
What's goody? Don't
Hey, when you starting on time, bro?
This what I do, man. I'm always on time. It be y'all.
That's crazy, bro.
I
know I had a good 15 minutes.
Nah, I be really trying to wait for you to get home from work. Yo, don't start, man. You know what I'm saying? Shaw missed work last time fucking with me. Last week, you wasn't in the Discord at 6 a.m. Don't do it, okay? You see Sean over there acting shy and shit. He trying not to look me in the eyes. Nigga, know what time it is. You know what I mean? So don't even do it. Don't. All right. Y'all want to do this?
Yeah, look, you know.
What you got?
This is an urban concoction with no sophistication, man. Hey, you know what? It's a reposado with some sweet tea. That's a fact.
You like that?
Man, it's what I had at the moment, so I had to just ride with it, man.
It's not Mexican.
It's not no sophistication, like I said. It's what I had, man.
Yeah, all right. Hey, it be like that, right? You just need a little stretch it out a little. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's it.
Because it's straight be difficult, but Arnold be trying to drink straight with me, and then he be, you know what I mean, a little delirious days following and shit like that, you know. So
nah, man, you know what I'm saying? I'm an anchor.
You was just drinking out of a baby cup. What would you have? Because
when I take it to work, I don't want nobody to know I got liquor in my cup. You know what I'm saying? So I gotta be classy.
Wow. It's crazy as hell. Yo, Court, what's popping, my boy?
What's good with it?
It's good. You made it home on time, huh?
I made it home on time, brother. Traffic wasn't hitting today, so we were good.
Indeed. Funga, bro. Good to see you. Hey, Court, do me a favor. Where can they find you at?
Man, you can find me on IG, you can find me on YouTube, and you can find me on Twitch on the Courtney Editor Show. So
yeah, Court, do me a favor. Throw the link in the back chat, although they'll probably find it by the time you Put it in the back chat regardless. I'm gonna drop it. Impress, can you allocate somebody to drop Corey's link every 15 or 20 minutes? Make sure people go like, share, and subscribe. I watched this show yesterday. I had a good time watching it, so I want everybody to join in. Feel me? You know, this shit ain't easy. That's for damn sure. You know,
That's a fact.
So let's grind. You know, like, share, subscribe. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Hit that like button right now if you can. That helps the channel the most. Salute to Ezekiel Ben Israel, who gifted 5 memberships, man. Whoever got blessed with one, please maintain it. Salute, I appreciate you. Hakeem was good. Hakeem with the 50 ball says, OG, since you've been under the weather, here's some cognac, lemon pepper wings, and Nike shoelace money for you. P.S. Sis in love, windmill these Negroes for old times. It's been a minute. Yo, Hakeem, man. I missed you for a minute, man. You was gone for like 3 months. I know you said you was getting shit in order, man. I'm proud of you. I'm glad to see you back. Salute to Hakeem for the first 50 ball of the day.
And when I'm feeling broke, E&J by my side, Henny like $40. This shit like
Salute. Please get the likes up. So far, we got 120 people in the building, and we have 54 likes, man. Please answer the poll question. Hit the like button, man. Did you hit the like button? Question mark. Start the poll, man. Answer the poll question. Hit the like button, man. www.directioncyop.com for some of the latest merch. Salute the bub. I don't even know if he's here yet.
Direction, choose your own path.
You know, this is the home of We Major, Me Frosty, Unfamous, and the restricted clothing brands. Let's get it.
The message is always in the cloth, the colors, the designs, the fit. Basic. Pay attention. Stay alert. And remember, choose your own path.
Salute. So let me see in the chat real quick. Let me get it popping. I don't know if I'm gonna get to everybody, but Fishing was goody. Thank you for all the love on Instagram, man. Mr. Williams in the building. Mel, you already know what's popping. Pure salute. T Will, what up? D Majesty in the building. Salute. Melly Mel was good. Homeboy, Shalom. Curtis, what up, my G? Calvin in the building. Salute. Royce was popping. James was goody. Thanks for always holding it down in the Discord. Yeah, real shit though, Brandon. Is that the team with Shaq on it? Yeah. No Country was good. Salute. Frank, what up, kid? Good to see you. Hope everything's everything. I got No Country already. Ezekiel, appreciate you. Shalom. Talking too much shit already. All right. Let me see. Rainbow Kid. Yo, hey, man, he's an actor, bro. What you want me to do? You know what I mean? Reaper was good. Salute. I got Hakeem already. Appreciate you. Quincy in the building. Like, share, subscribe. Not bot behaving. Dropping the links. Please click them links. Amen. What up, my boy? Good to see you. Got Court on the panel. Salute. Tequila in the building. Lady O, the first ever member of This Might Be Risky in the building. Salute. JC, what up? Like, share, subscribe. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Now, East from CT. She lived down there. That's what she was saying. Royce, what up? Let me see. Black America. Oh, no doubt. Machine, what up, my boy? Good to see you, man. CMC, what's popping? Big Op. Demure. How you say it? Demure? My bad. I appreciate it. Like Mike, what's good? All right, man. Let's get it, man. Kenya, salute. I see you. Brandon 86 was popping. Wife School was goody. Hope all is well. Yeah, he had a baby cup, man. Grape Tea was good, my boy. Boss Zay in the building. Hood Things, salute. Keeps it 100. Good to see you. I just don't want to skip nobody. Hold on. O'Shea, what up? 1015. Salute. Call me Queen T, of course. Hanifa, good to see you. What's popping? Let me see. Daily in the building. Thank you for hooking Nightbot up. Bino was popping, my boy. Big Mufasa in the building. If you got beef with Mufasa, walk it off. Hot Foe Strategy was good. Johnny C, I see you. All right, man. Like, share, subscribe. Tell a friend to tell. Shoot, is we missing somebody? Sis?
Sis dropped off for some reason. Get her back.
Yeah, she
And can you get these comments off my face, please? Show some respect.
why? What they missing? What they missing?
I didn't even laugh so quick.
I don't know. What they missing?
Smile, nigga. What they missing? My Colgate smile. What clean, white, straight teeth look like, nigga, when I'm talking. That's what they missing.
All right, man.
I'm going mute.
Nah, you good. I'm trying to be on the same page. I'm trying to see what, you know what I mean? Maybe you know what I mean? I could be biased. You feel me? D Savage, what up? Fifi, what up? All right, let's get it, man. Yo, so did y'all see Tracy Ellis Ross? Huh? Y'all see what she was talking about? Let me play this clip for y'all, man. You saw it, Arnold?
Yeah, I saw it.
All right, let me play this real quick. It's like maybe a couple weeks old, right, Court? But I just want to get y'all 2 cents on it, man. All right, so here go the clip right here. You did not see it, Asia?
No.
Sean, you saw it? You guys may have actually seen it, but just in case.
Welcome back to my channel, Mother Suckers. Hey, I am Eloho, back with another video. Tracy Ellis Ross has been all up and down my timeline. I know y'all seen it. I've only seen the minute episode and so then having out what
embodied.
Tracy Ellis Ross said,
it's not just that I'm older, I'm also very embodied. I am a full, very whole person who knows myself, who is in charge of my life, and who lives a very full, just robust life. So it's not just age, it's like life experience and sort of a difference. But I had to ask myself the question, why? Why does this keep sort of coming up other than they're hot and gorgeous? There's that. But a lot of men my age are steeped in a toxic masculinity and have been raised in a culture where there is a particular way that a relationship looks. I did enough of it where I was controlled and felt like I was a possession or whatever those things were, or prize, I have no interest in it, and I will not do it again.
It's a generational thing, so it didn't matter how you met them, or is it just kind of the guys you're meeting?
That's obviously
too big of a generalization.
It's a generalization, but because I have dated men my age, there is a difference. There is an openness that occurs with a younger man around whether it's gender fluidity or not even having an issue with homosexuality. I mean, something as basic as that. There's so many different philosophies on dating, and I have come up with mine. I have come up with what works for me and what makes sense for me and what feels safe for me.
Now, Tracy is getting a lot of hate. You know, some men feel
I think I got a couple questions, but I want to get y'all initial reaction to what you heard from gender fluidity. That's her name. Tracy Gender Fluidity Ellis Ross. What do y'all think about that? Go ahead, Arnold.
She want the nigga that she could tell that get on her program.
She want to be in charge.
Yeah. She make too much money to be listening to a nigga.
Okay, fair. What you think, Court?
Pretty much the same thing. Looking at it from that perspective, she doesn't want to be a follower. She wants to be a leader in a relationship, and that's what it sounds like to me when she says that she wants somebody that's a man that's fluid. Kind of sounds like she wants a man that's on both sides. So that's what it sounds like to me.
Hey, Court, let me ask you.
What's up?
Can a man be bisexual?
Nah. You either one way or the other, bro. Ain't no bi. You either one way or the other. Ain't no riding the fence. Riding the fence, dog.
Damn. Okay. Sean, what you think, Playboy?
I think that she didn't tell Diddy no. She was at the party. She likes some strange sex. She like a thumb in her butt. She like a nigga who like a thumb in his butt. And there's a lot of baby oil involved. That's what I think. Nasty work, literally.
Wow.
You done?
Yeah, that sums it up.
More, what you think, bro?
So I actually seen a little bit of this clip, and I remember her saying something about having somebody that is that has just as much as she has, you know, as far as like probably obviously money or fame or whatever, you know, some type of level, right? So I did hear her say that part too. That part wasn't in the clip, but I did remember her saying that. And to the point where I feel like, I mean, yeah, you want to have somebody just lose as much as you lose, so they ain't just trying to blackmail you or something, especially when you're in Hollywood and things like that. And also too, when I look at it, the comments that she made in that video, I think about really, honestly, it's Hollywood, man. I mean, it's really just in Hollywood, they are used to doing whatever, being whatever. That's probably the most, I mean, you think about California, they make a lot of money, but they vote Democrat all the time just because they into the LGBT, like that's their, when you look at Hollywood, that's their lifestyle. You know what I'm saying? So she's probably looking at it from a standpoint of like, I want somebody that's not homophobic, that actually can be around a person that, and not, I don't know, maybe not saying that he's gay, maybe more so saying that he's not afraid of being around people who are. So that's how I looked at it, honestly.
Okay, so you understand it?
Not that not the gender fluid part, but maybe the not being homophobic part. Like, I don't know how I understand what she means with, and maybe, like I said, maybe I'm trying to look at it a little deeper, but I'm thinking more so she's saying that she doesn't want somebody afraid to be around that. Somebody so just male testosterone, like they don't want to, I don't want to be around no gay niggas. Like, I don't know, that's maybe what she's thinking. The guys that she's dealt with have had that type of mentality that she doesn't want to, you know, be around somebody that's toxic like that. She wants somebody that's a little bit more, like I said, just more like, okay, this is normal life. This is
like
not
accepting, like accepting,
being more accepting of it. I mean, like I said, it's Hollywood. You know what I'm saying? Like, you think about the movies, you think about everything. Like, they put gay stuff in everything that's on TV now, right? So the people who are producing these things are obviously gay. So if you are homophobic, you can't be in Hollywood because your producer, your person that's being your creator, your person that's doing your makeup, they probably gay, to keep it a buck. You see what I'm saying? So if you are a person that's like, I don't be around no gay niggas, like, you might as well not even be in Hollywood, bro. Like, it's just what it is.
So is that what you heard when she said toxic masculinity, or is that what you heard when she said gender fluidity?
The toxic masculinity, that's what I heard.
Oh, you think masculinity can be toxic?
Yeah. Absolutely.
Okay. Shaw, what's popping?
I think what she said is kind of on par with her profession, where she is in the world. I think she's a woman who's amassed a lot of success. And she kind of detailed in the conversation. So if I'm being honest, I mean, it kind of sounds like what I would expect from a person of kind of her stature, where she is in the world, what she does, the money she has. I don't think she would be with a traditional type situation that most people who are existing in the world will try to follow. I think she kind of is in the position of like she do what she want to do. So it's on par.
It's on par with where she is or her mind.
Yeah.
Do you think it's flawed at all?
So, you know, for me, it's hard to, if I'm thinking about her as an individual, it's kind of difficult for me to consider it to be flawed, but that's her individual journey. Either she'll find it or she won't. So that's kind of her journey to either succeed or fail at. But if I'm thinking about the masses, it's going to be very difficult for me to think that's going to go over well for most people who are seeking like a monogamous relationship.
Okay. All right, let me get
it's hard for me to knock her for her. You know what I mean? Tracy Ellis Ross can do it. That's kind of what my mind thinks. She can do that.
Damn. Okay. So she said a couple different things for sure. They haven't been parsed totally. We kind of commented on just a few of the things. But let me see. Coach Tay, what you think?
She sounds crazy. She does. Okay, so first of all, you can have a full life with a husband as well. You can also be a whole person with a husband. And I think she wants to be in charge. She does want to control her life, which is, okay, you've been doing that. But she said it works for her, but clearly it does not because, ma'am, you're still single at 60 or almost in her 50s, right? Still. So, yeah, it just doesn't make sense because I don't care how man or woman, nobody wants to be alone forever. So it sounds like you're just hyping yourself up. Like, oh yeah, I can do this, but you can't. No, you need to settle down, ma'am. So
settle down. So like she doing too much, settle down, or get a man.
No, like get you a man. Like she needs to let go of that thought process because it's not working for her. She said it is, but it's clearly not. If you want to be with someone and you're not, so that's not working, clearly.
So even if that man is 25,
she needs to not be with a 25-year-old because you're just setting yourself up for failure, ma'am. He's gonna walk out. he's gonna grow up, right? He's gonna grow up and then he's going to leave you. No, she needs to be more realistic. Like, come on now, let's just be more realistic. I'm not saying she has to marry someone her age, but they need to be older than 25 for sure.
I'm just wondering what generation is she talking about when she says gender fluid and all that other stuff? Is it the millennials?
No.
Like that Gen Z.
Gen Z? Yeah, so he has to be, what's the oldest? 28, right? Or 27? 26?
Yeah,
I think the oldest Gen Z like 26.
That's too young.
Yeah, the ones that be painting their nails.
Jesus Christ. Love, what's your take before we get a couple if anybody got any pushback for anything that anybody said?
So correct me if I'm wrong, did I hear her say she wanted to get married or she's just looking to be in a relationship having fun? Like I don't recall. I only watched this one time for the first time. And that's the first question I have. I don't know if she wants to be married because she just wants to have fun. Then girl, you're gonna have more fun with the 30s and 40s, probably more 30s, 20s. If all you want to do is have fun. I didn't hear her say anything about marriage. One thing. Second thing is I hear her speaking from a place of trauma. And I don't like throwing around that word, but I am because she's saying, I don't like to be controlled. Just because you were with a man or two that was either your age while you were older or he was older and they were trying to control you or maybe just giving you some type of parameters. I just think that she's overgeneralizing. She admitted that she was generalizing, but I think she's overgeneralizing from a place of trauma or pain. And for real, homegirl, these young ones ain't nothing to play with. They gonna cause you for more pain. Like, I don't think it's an age thing. Like, if you want to have fun and have you a good time, the 30s, they're a good time. Like that fun. They a good time.
So you pushing her to just have fun at this time? Because she was saying she want to lock. What it sounds like, she didn't say the word marriage, but it does sound like she wants somebody to lock in with.
I don't think so because the fluidity thing, you really can't, can you? Her saying she wants gender fluidity. I believe she knows what she's talking about when she says that. And what comes along with gender fluidity is not monogamy. It's not like settled down with one person. That's how I'm extracting from it.
Okay, yeah, gender fluidity is, I think she wanted the man that she's with to understand that people are gender fluid and not specifically male, female. Yeah, like she wants people to be open to the new age things that are happening. Yeah.
Oh, I thought she meant I'm sorry.
No, not like him, but just be understanding of those things. Like that's why she said it right after the toxic masculinity. You see what I'm saying?
I wonder why that's a priority for her, or not a priority, but impactful for him to understand gender fluidity. That's just another. I have more questions than answers, but I said
she get to do whatever she want to do because there ain't no rules.
That's not how I take it. I think she was saying more so that older men, even in their 40s, are more rigid in their thinking. So there's like, it's more so, you woman, this is your role, and this is my role as a man, and you're going to do as I say. And maybe she doesn't want that. She sounds like she does not want to be a dependent.
No. She said, I want to do whatever I want. Wherever my mind take me, I want to have the liberty to do that. right? If it's I'm choking you tonight, I'm choking you tonight. That's how she talking.
And what's the problem with that?
If she want to throw the strap on, she gonna throw the strap on.
No, I don't think she would go that far.
For real.
Whoa.
Because look, the issue is the millennial, the Gen X nigga is saying nah, fuck that, right? But the young Gen Z niggas like, if that's what you like,
let me say something.
Okay,
about it.
You saw some new shit on the internet.
No. So you
Jordan
really
struggling.
He probably was more like a Dwayne Wade type guy.
Come on now. This has been around for a long time. It wasn't as broadly broadcast or talked about and discussed and being open with it, but this lifestyle has been around for a very, very, very long time. Now, what's different is that it's out in public. It's on the internet. It's on walking down the streets. On TV. That's the only difference. But it's been around for eons.
She's struggling to find it.
No, I'm thinking she's talking
She
about.
wasn't struggling to find it. She wouldn't be talking to Michelle Obama and her brother about not being able to find it.
That means nothing. I mean, because you can be single, not have a relationship, and still, not mean there's anything wrong with you. It's relationships are hard. I don't know if you're married. Is your name Arnold? Are you? I'm not sure if you're married or been married or in a relationship.
My first name is Bandit, last name Attorney. My mama named me that.
I thought him called you Arnold. My bad. I need to get a.
Nah, not
me. It did say he said Benedict Arnold though.
It did. It did. So I'm not sure if you're married or anything else like that, but relationships are hard, and so it's a lot more complicated than what.
What him being married got to do with his commentary?
It has a lot to do with commentary. Saying it ain't working for her. She ain't married. She ain't with nobody. Okay.
He talk like that? Wait, would you just mimic him?
Yeah.
How he talk? Do it again.
You trying to start a fight?
That's the Bandit Attorney you talking to. I'm just telling you.
What is saying that? What is that? I don't even. What is that?
I don't know if you want that smoke. You're kind of rusty.
Regardless.
I mean, it's hard to settle down when you got that many options. Though she in Hollywood, man. She was on Girlfriend. I'm sure she got mad dudes coming at her. So when you got that many options, it probably is hard to settle down on one person because you're like, okay, I like him for a little bit, but then you're like, oh no, this actually look good over here too. Like,
She's been around She's been around a lot.
Listen, no. Leonardo DiCaprio is not walking around talking about I can't find no young bitches.
Yeah, but he changes them out like underwear though.
Because that's what he wants. She wants something that she having a hard time reconciling in her daily.
Well, she's older too, right? Well, she's how old is she now?
She's in her 50s.
You're a baddie. It lasts forever.
What lasts forever?
Being a baddie.
Being a baddie lasts forever.
No, it don't last forever, right? You saying
it doesn't last forever. Oh, I'm like,
it doesn't last forever.
It does. I said it lasts forever.
You said it does last forever?
Yeah, it lasts forever.
What you mean by that?
I don't know what you mean. Yeah, I don't know.
Don't you be on the internet?
Oh, because you filter.
What are you saying?
What are you saying?
Break it down.
Being a baddie lasts forever. There is no limitations to what a woman could do in America in 2025.
Is he being facetious?
I think he is. I don't know. I don't know what he's trying to say.
I've been around Arnold too long now. I don't think this nigga. I know
agree or do you disagree?
Who is this nigga?
Been around too long.
What? I want to see the curveball on this pitch. Pause. Complete pause.
She taking the walk. She taking the walk, Sean. She know better. She's savvy. She taking the walk.
Yeah. You rusty.
Do you agree that being a baddie lasts forever?
No.
Right. So, do you think that eventually, like a beautiful woman needs to use her beauty to get what she wants?
Does she need to? No.
If she wants something, right?
It happens. Yes, it does happen. Yes.
Right. Because eventually, sometimes being a baddie don't last forever.
You just said it does last forever. Now you're saying it doesn't.
I was being facetious. You picked it up, and now we're having a serious conversation.
Okay, well, let me know when the trajectory is and what the pivot is then, because you're going 2 to 3 different places.
It's called being boxed in, love. You don't know which side to pick right now.
No, I do, but you need to have a linear conversation, and it alternative.
It's very linear
conversation.
We're looking at a middle-aged woman.
Listen,
right? Going through the selection process.
Hold on. If we're gonna have a serious conversation, have a serious conversation. So go.
We're looking at a middle-aged woman going through the selection process. right? She has a commentary on her options.
Okay.
Right? People would agree that this is an attractive woman.
Okay.
Right? She needs to strike while the iron is lukewarm at least to get what she wants from life.
Okay.
The sun don't shine forever. You know what I'm saying? As long as we here, we might as well shine together.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
What land of flame? What are you saying? Is there a question for me? Like, what are we saying?
I'm landed. I'm saying that she acting like she got more time than she got.
Oh, okay. Okay, that's okay. Yeah. That's your point. And so, but like I said, I think I don't know if we are broadcasting first, but I think age nothing but a number and time nothing but a construct. She could be doing this for 20 more years if she wants to. Again, I don't know where her end goes. Her end goal is just
crack eventually.
I don't know what's happening right now. It's a bunch of music and talking. Okay. She could be doing this for decades if she wants to. If her end goal is not to be married, she just wants to have a good time. Again, you're saying that's not what she was saying. I didn't hear her say she wanted to be married. I think she just wants a relationship. Relationships come and go. I don't see anything wrong. If that's what she wants to do, then let her do her thing. I mean, men do it all the time. I mean, they feel they have the pick of the litter, and I think that it does eventually get old, and that's why I say people need to settle down. They do settle down because it does get old after a while, and no one wants saggy balls or saggy boobs. So you should probably settle down sooner rather than later at a certain time frame, because it's just not cool to be the old nigga in the club.
Wait, so are you? Well, go ahead, Court. You wanted to jump in? I seen you front your face up. I said, I think Court wanted to say something.
No, you good. I'm just listening in what she's saying. Yeah.
Oh yeah, but I seen you had the snarl on. I'm like, she said something. So, hey, you said she should be able to do it as long as she wants, but then it gets but then it gets old and nobody wants saggy balls. Do you think breasts are any different?
I said boobs. I said saggy balls and saggy boobs.
So which one is it? Because she already 55. So how long is she supposed to run this course if you saying it gets old? It ain't old by now?
Obviously not for her. Obviously it's not. 55 today is not 55 what it was long, like 20th century in the 1800s. Like 55 is a lot different. 55 is the new 30.
Huh?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? 55 is not. What you say?
30 is 30. Regardless. 50 is 50, 40 is 40. Ain't no new.
Y'all do understand what that euphemism means. Come on.
I understand what you're saying. A lot of people, they get that misconstrued. Nah, no, it ain't. It ain't the same thing. Because a lot of women, you got a lot of women that's in their 60s operating as if they're 30 years old.
Mm-hmm.
They have
men. And then when you say acting like in their 30s, what does that mean to you?
Well, what does that mean to me? They're operating as if they're 30 years old. They're 60 years old.
Does that mean they're single in the club, or they just having a good time with their
everything that entails what a 30-year-old or a late 20-year-old would do. That is what that entails. Because I can tell you all day, I'm 35 years old, so I can sit here and tell you, yeah, bro, I feel like I'm 20 years old, but I can be acting and moving as if I'm 20-something years old, right? Meaning I'm doing everything a 20-year-old would be doing.
So you can be 30 years old and still be mature. I mean, it when people say, let me be very clear. My bad. Saying 55 is the new 30, that means how you feel, right? Because if people are in the gym now, they're eating better. You feel very vibrant. You feel alive. No one's talking about 55 being the new 30 means that you're being a thought.
No, that's not. But that wasn't my point either, and that's what I'm saying. Just you can feel how you want to feel, but the reality is, it's still the reality. Just like you got a lot of women who think, or a lot of men who think they top tier, or a lot of women who think they're baddies, but you're really not. The reality says you're this, or you're a 5 when you think you're a 10. You see what I'm saying? So regardless of how you feel about it, the reality still stands. That's all I'm saying.
You were on the earth 55 years. I agree with you 100% on that. You were on the earth 55 years. Cool. I agree with you. I can't change that. However, your quality of life has potential to improve. You can improve 55 years old quality of life as you before when you were in your 30s. you could wiser, more money, more disposable income, more influence, more stature. So quality of life does improve. Yes, you were only on the world for 55 years, but you could still be vibrant and young and live and travel and increase your influence. Like life still occurs. Life doesn't end because you're 55.
That's definitely not what I was saying. That's definitely not what I was saying. But
you're saying it's not the same. But I'm saying is it's an even better quality of life. That's what we're talking about right now. You sat there and said no, 55 is 55, and people doing people in their 30s.
At the end of the day, 50. Yeah, exactly.
Yes, but I'm talking about the improvement of the quality of life is a reality, though.
What?
Can you agree with that?
All right. So wait.
Yeah.
Isha, anything? Huh?
Now I'm saying we got Botox and fillers now. That's kind of
about 55 being a new 30.
Oh no. I know feelings. I'm just going with it.
I legit just seen a lady every bit of 50 on TikTok shaking her ass and a thong and it was disgusting. but maybe they still think they 30, but at 55 you shouldn't be acting like that.
It's childish.
Yeah.
Like, have y'all not commented on the old? Hold on. Hold your horses. You good?
Saying, if you don't quote me,
Nobody quoted you. Isha said something. I said it's childish.
About you.
I said it's childish. That's all I said.
What is childish for feeling vibrant and young and healthy? What is childish about feeling vibrant?
Come on.
That's not childish. Feeling cry.
Do you mind if Isha talk?
You were talking. She was done. You started talking.
We was trying to have a civil dialogue.
My bad. I'll go back on mute.
Don't make me call the bandit attorney. You see what happened?
See, don't do that. Because I thought he said something slick earlier. And I didn't really catch it. Don't do that. Don't even do that. Because I thought he sat there and said something she know better. I'm like, I know he ain't talking about me. So I ignored that because he wasn't talking about me. So go ahead,
You had to reboot. You had to reboot in the middle of an argument.
No, I didn't. I didn't have to reboot. I wanted to know what you were talking about. You had a serious conversation.
You didn't know which way am I supposed to go? What side am I on?
No, that's
I'm trying to argue this.
Oh, you're here for comedy relief. Okay, I got you. I thought you were having a serious conversation at the time, so I stopped trying to listen to you. I get it.
You thought wrong.
Child, I see. You're mature as hell. I get it. Go ahead. You got it. You got it.
So I just so Ish, what Asia's saying give me cause for pause. I don't think what her and Corn are saying is great advice to champion a lifestyle to just continue in promiscuity when she says she's been trying to find and realize that the men of an elder age don't fit on her program. I think that the honest truth is she want a man on her program how she wants that man. I don't think she just want to be outside.
I think that her mindset hasn't shifted. I think at her age, her mindset should be at settling down somewhere and building a foundation somewhere. But
yeah, that's a good point.
Because I'm just thinking, and again, we don't know what she's doing, but they're saying like she want to run around. Cool, she got all these options. It's hard to pick one. I'm just simply listening to what Love and Corn said. If that be it true, to your point, is that really like if you had to speculate, you think that's what she want to do at 55 years old?
I just think that she doesn't want somebody to tell her what to do.
Yeah, I wonder.
Thing too, yeah.
I think when you get those older men who are of that generation, they're going to set down some laws. Even at your age, there are some things that your wife cannot do. And she doesn't want that kind of order. She wants to create her own order. That's what I heard.
Yeah, submission. Yeah.
Damn. So do you think, Shad and Sean, that it's a control mechanism dealing with the young boys?
It can be.
I know it can be.
You saying specifically about her?
Yeah, like do you think?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it is. It is. I mean, we people like control. Men and women like control. So of course you can leverage the success, you can leverage the money, all the things she's accumulated, and you can kind of lay that down and say, look what I have. You know, how can you come in here and create the order when I have all this? And so I guess she's choosing the path of least resistance in her mind.
Yeah. Damn.
It is control. It's control.
What, Sean?
It may be control, but it could also be delusion. It could also be when you as you get older, your body may feel some limitations, but generally speaking, mentally, you don't necessarily feel like you're not 10 years younger. You know what I'm saying? You don't feel that transition per se in your head. Like when you say your age, you have to be like, you got to think about it sometimes. Like I'll be having to say, oh shit, I'm 46 years old. But my brain has to process like I'm 46, not 36 anymore. So I wonder, I don't know, is that arrested development? Is that what that's called? I wonder to what degree she is just in that place. You know how motherfucker, the old nigga in the club don't realize he the old nigga in the club? He still like Jim Jones, still dressed and act like a YN. And then somebody got to say, my nigga, you the oldest YN in the world, my nigga. You know what I'm saying? And we know a bunch of niggas like Jim Jones, but it's a bunch of chicks like that too. They still think they the bad bitch, you know what I'm saying, from college. And it's just like, auntie, you auntie now. They looking for your daughter, you know what I'm saying? So I wonder, is it just arrested development? And she's just kind of delusional. But also,
what's your speculation before you go on? Like, what do you think you think she's control mechanism? You think it's delusion? You think she got arrested development?
I think it's delusion. I think it's delusion. And also, I think she just fucking talking. I think whatever nigga that comes along, if he in his 40s, no matter what, she gonna take the best that comes to fucking along. I don't believe her.
I agree with that. I don't think she's stuck on a certain. I think she's stuck on the alignment with the man that she wants to be with. I think it's more so that, like I said, I think it's from the trauma and the pain from dealing with an older man that did control her or on the same age as her. But I think I agree with you, Sean. If the right man came along, no matter what his age, but even if he was older and he was aligned and met her real qualifications, I think she would settle down with him or be in a relationship with him and whatever that entails for them too.
I wonder if is the characterization of trauma and pain from dealing with a man who had standards and rules, is that the right characterization?
I don't know if that's what she meant when she said control. I don't know what that control was for her. I don't know. But I don't think that trauma.
Let me clarify. So I guess you use those words, but I'm asking, are those words the right words? Because what she's saying is she called it toxic masculinity. Correct. But we know that how older men operate is going to have more standards and expectations than her sentiment about the young boys. And she made it clear when she said they are accepting of gender fluidity. So she don't want the rigid nature. But then to characterize that as she has some PTSD or trauma and pain, I think it's slightly unfair. What you think?
I don't think it's unfair because obviously if she has such a great avoidance of that, then obviously it was something that she said, I don't want to do it ever again. Right? I mean, we can make that conjecture. We can speculate that that's what she feels because she said, I do not want this. I don't want that. I won't do this. So something happened, whatever it was, in her opinion, that was so bad where she said, I don't even want to deal with anyone that looks like that anymore. Tells me that there was trauma and or pain surrounding.
Okay. So yeah, so Tay, this is what I want to ask you and Courtney, right? Tay, you can go first. What I hear is when my kids say daddy mean when I turn the TV off.
Mm-hmm.
But but it ain't trauma and pain. Ain't nothing happened. They know that it's 9 o'clock. It's time to go to bed, but they don't want to go to bed. And because I come turn the TV off, now I'm mean. When the truth is, there's a rule and standard because it's a school night. You see, that's what I hear.
I hear what you're saying. No, I hear what you're saying. I'm not disagreeing with that. I definitely hear what you're saying. I disagree with that. But when I'm what?
Well, I was asking Coach Tay in court. I was just telling them that's what I hear. I mean,
no, I agree. No, again, she's crazy. So I agree with Sean on that she's delulu because you don't just you having a fit because you're not getting what you want out of the men that's your age, and what they want is order. but what you want is control, and the two do not go together. So she doesn't want to give up her control and be submissive as a woman. That's what I hear. And I also hear, well, no, I want to control. That's what I'm not willing to give up. I didn't hear trauma in that. I just heard, okay, no, I don't want to release. I don't want to release any control or relinquish any control or be submissive to my man. That's what I hear when she talks about masculinity. It's not toxic at all. I feel like the masculinity part is what she doesn't want, because she doesn't want a man in control of her.
Yeah, just to piggyback off of that, she just want a yes man. You know, she want to be a thought pocket. She want to be able to bust it down for a real one whenever she want to. She doesn't want a real man, because if she did want a man, she would have one. Simple as that. The young cats that she's talking about, that she's having fun with, again, the results speak for itself. Where are the results? She ain't got no man. Yeah, she's talking about how she can deal with the younger cats and all that, but all they want to do is knock her down. She's Tracy Ellis Ross. Okay, cool. Bust her down. She gonna bust it open, and that's it. I'm done with her. Unless they're sugar babies, and she just gonna pay for it. I don't really see any 25, 26-year-olds really checking for a Tracy Ellis Ross. I don't hear that. 9 times out of 10 you hear it the other way around. You know, you see a lot of these young chicks. Now, mind you, a lot of them want to be sugar babies too. But what I see more of is more younger women looking for older men, because more men typically have more experience, and that's what a lot of women want. Younger
more money. So
that's how I look at it. So that's all she want to do. She just want to be a thigh pocket. If you break it down to the nuts and bolts, she just want to be a thigh.
Hey, Hamp, I'm not necessarily agreeing or disagreeing with Courtney, but what I do notice is, particularly like now with the conversations we have about relationships, I do find it like oftentimes that we can kind of avoid our own issues and use these kind of general terms, toxic masculinity and homophobia. Like we can use these things to kind of be able to kind of run away from like holding ourselves accountable and how we might have contributed to the journey that we were the place we are in our journey. So when I heard her talking, I started thinking about that, because I was like, in that setting she was in, she wasn't going to get any pushback. You know what I mean? She was going to be able to get that off. And that's kind of what makes me cautious. Like, I wish someone would have kind of asked her more questions about her relationship experience, because nowadays, if you say, I don't want a certain type of man due to toxic masculinity, or no one's going to question it, because it's like something we've all accepted to be a thing, but we don't often kind of really dig in it on the individual level to figure out what does that mean for your experience?
And Shad, this is the thing, right? When we hear toxic masculinity described or talked about, you know what? Like one of the first things we be hearing, like when we say boys don't cry,
right?
That's toxic,
right?
I ain't never seen crying yield no result. Now,
yeah, I don't have a good definition for it either.
Yeah, I'm just now understand the emotions in which invoked it, right? And then whatever invoked it, try to rule that thing, right? That's how men, you know what I mean, how it's taught, right? Push past it. What's the reason? How'd you get here? If you lost, how do you not lose again? Right? But boys don't cry. I've heard that like, oh, that's toxic. You know?
Right.
And what it feels, and I'm saying feels, it's like masculinity, whenever it's unliked or unwanted, it's characterized as toxic.
And even like the boy, just to respond to the boys don't cry thing, because I've heard women say this, it's like, okay, but if you do cry, it's like your crying got a limit. It ain't a free for all cry. It's like, oh, you can cry, but keep it in these parameters. Yeah. So it's I do hear that often. I've heard that at all levels of life.
Yeah,
kind of women had a response.
He should know. Ain't that right, Isha? Isha said, "Nigga can't cry around her, nigga. Fuck that."
Do all that crying shit now.
See?
What, Arnold? Why you looking like that?
I'm saying that like when they use the term like toxic masculinity, like the translation is it's masculinity that they can't like find value in, that they don't benefit from, right? If the nigga got standards and telling you to do this, you can't go to XYZ place, you can't go here, it's toxic. But if that nigga want to work 16 hours, that's a real man. Right? Like killing yourself for a job is toxic. You know what I'm saying? It's literally toxic. It could hurt your body. It could shorten your lifespan. Right? That's also masculinity, right? The man wanting to go to work and do stuff to build. But the part when they say it's toxic is what the woman does not benefit from. Right? When there's a standard that she's being asked to hold, that's when it's called toxic. And she can't benefit from it.
That's an interesting take. Damn, love, what happened? What happened? You ate a lemon head?
I don't agree with that. I don't agree.
Like y'all keep go ahead, talk your shit, love.
I don't agree with that. I think that this is nothing but an overgeneralized conversation. I get it, but there are women. I heard echo. Can you hear it? Can't before.
Yeah, you good. It went away.
Okay, there are women that don't mind. That's the thing. Toxicity is being protective, right? Part of being protective, there's a little bit of aggression. I can benefit from that very well. You're protecting me. You're protecting our house, or protecting our kids, protecting our family. That's what I'm like. I mean, I don't think that that's toxic masculinity. So there's a number of women that are out there that don't subscribe to this principle of or theory of toxic masculinity just because you have standards, because we have standards as well. And as long as those standards align, I don't see the problem. And no woman's having a problem when our standards align with one another. I think that the toxicity comes in this conversation is when women may feel, or a person may feel, that your personality interactions are impeding upon my fundamental human rights or my fundamental freedom, right? So, for example,
if you want your location, that toxic.
Actually, I prefer that. I like that. I ain't gonna hold you. Maybe I like toxic. I love that. Yes, I want yours too. We're gonna share locations. Yes.
You literally agree with Arnold.
I love it. What?
You literally agree with Arnold.
No, he sat there and no, I don't. He said,
I'm gonna tell you why.
Toxic.
It's not toxic when you guys align.
He said when it doesn't benefit the woman, and I said there, but he made an overgeneralization of women. He said women don't like it. I'm like, that's not true. There's a number of women who do enjoy it because we understand there has to be an aggressive nature in a man because that's the protecting part of it. I literally said those words.
No, I know. He's like the toxic part is the parts of masculinity that women don't think they benefit from.
What do you? I don't understand how it. What are you trying to connect it to what I'm saying? I'm sorry.
You saying the same.
You like sharing locations. Another woman would say that's toxic because he's controlling.
Okay, and you're saying I like
the same thing that you like. Another woman would call it toxic masculinity.
You're saying I like it. I'm asking you. Is that what
I'm saying? You like it, right? So it's not toxic masculinity to you.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Right. So you would have to give an example of what you think is toxic masculinity to make your point.
Repeat your last statement. I'm sorry.
You would have to give an example of what you believe to be toxic masculinity to make your point.
Yes. So that's what I was trying to do before HAMP interrupted me. And I was trying to think of what of a trait would be. I think toxic masculinity says that you can't cry. A man can't cry. I think that's toxic. I absolutely think that's toxic. Because what'd you say?
Got him.
What does that mean? What does God him mean? Tell me. Expound upon that. God him what?
Proving my point.
Because I say toxic masculinity is when men say boys don't cry or men don't cry, that's toxic. I mean, I'm proving your point.
Yes.
How is that proving your point? And I'm being very serious in this conversation.
All right. So what I said is for you to give me an example of what you think to be toxic masculinity.
And I said it is when a man says other men don't cry or men shouldn't cry or boys shouldn't cry.
So do you agree with that or do you not agree with that?
I don't agree with that. I think that men should be able to cry. Boys should cry.
So do you believe in toxic masculinity?
Yes.
Give us an example.
It does exist. I think it does exist. But I'm saying it's certain attributes that women are calling it overarchingly according to yours because it doesn't benefit me, benefit the woman is toxic. I'm saying well, that's not necessarily true. Boys crying or telling the boys don't cry, that's toxic. Like you have emotions and feelings. You're allowed to cry. I think if you sit there and hold your emotions in and you only know.
I can't.
It's so funny.
Because his premise was when you don't benefit, it's toxic. Right?
How do I benefit?
So you don't benefit from that, right? So when you see it, you just saying it's toxic. But as long as he kill a gorilla nigga for you, he ain't toxic because he protecting you, right? You said as long as everything aligns on his masculinity, you good. When you think his masculinity infringes on your quote unquote freedoms, it's toxic. So, and Arnold's premise was when you benefit from it, the masculinity, it's not toxic.
What does that have to do with I sat there and gave him a characteristic or trait and I said saying men don't cry, boys don't cry? How does that equate to benefiting? Like, how does that equate to that then?
It doesn't. I know, love. I know. Take this walk with me. Take this walk with me.
All right, go ahead.
It doesn't benefit you, and therefore it's deemed toxic.
Because I say men should be allowed to cry. Men should be allowed to cry.
That's his premise, though, right? You don't benefit from that, so boom, it's toxic. It's like you don't. It doesn't affect you directly, so it's toxic.
I don't benefit from men not crying. You're saying
crying or not crying, right? But as soon as it doesn't directly affect you or you don't benefit, you called it toxic. That's why he did the salute, because
I don't understand. I don't care about the salute. Can Isha or Tay explain this to me? Because I'm honestly, I don't get it. If men should be allowed to cry, if
right, you missing it. So you said what he said. Because you said that you would share your location with your man.
I would.
Because you want to feel safe.
Yes.
And because you did that, it's not toxic.
Yeah.
Right. Right. Right.
Yes.
So it's not controlling. You don't think it's controlling. You just think he wants to protect you.
Yes. And that was wrong with that. And that. So let's watch.
Let her keep walking though. LL.
No, I'm just saying. So it benefits us when they protect us and we share our location. So we're saying, hey, that's not toxic, right?
It should not be considered toxic masculinity. Yes. Mm-hmm. Yes.
But he also just said, well, they just had a whole little banter about boys crying and it being labeled as toxic.
Mm-hmm.
And then you agreed to that. So it's like
that is toxic. Yeah. So Arnold also thinks that is toxic, right? That's how we're agreeing, right?
Because it doesn't, but the man crying doesn't benefit us. So you're looking at it like it's toxic.
It does benefit us though, but it does benefit us.
Oh.
Yeah, I agree with you, love. It does.
It does benefit us. That was our point. And did y'all miss that?
What you say, Corn?
Did you get that?
I said it should benefit.
It does benefit us.
But you're twisting up what you said. You said a man saying that if another man cries, that's toxic. So a man saying that does not benefit you.
But a man crying does benefit me.
Yeah. But that's not what you call toxic, though. You said him calling another man.
Yes.
Yeah. Telling boys don't cry is toxic.
How does
that's toxic.
How does that benefit you as far as a man crying?
How?
I just want to know. I'm just curious.
I'm gonna tell you real quick, real concise, so I can be real concise. I think when a man
concise about you, but
you might be right. I think a man crying, it does benefit the relationship because sorry, question. It does, because when he sees me as a safe space. He sees me as a safe space. He can explore the spectrum of emotions. I don't see a problem with that. Men need to cry at times. That's how you release. That's how you
want answers. I want the truth.
Men crying releases emotions. You need to cry
It
sometimes.
shows vulnerability.
Well, we're talking.
You're a victim.
We were discussing provisions, right? We were discussing him being in a position to protect us. That's what we're talking about. Not having an emotional moment or being vulnerable. We're not talking about that. We're talking
at the end.
But that point is irrelevant. Like him being emotional, y'all having a moment. That's not what we're talking about. We're talking about him being emotional when he's supposed to be protecting you.
Sean is shy.
That was your question, Courtney? I didn't hear you.
Yeah. That's the point that I was getting at. That's why I was asking you, how does that benefit you in a way? Yes, you sitting there having a conversation, you talking about the past, and he ended up crying, cool, whatever. But when it comes down to it, and you're having a conversation, and when it comes down to the nuts and bolts again, so let's just use the gorilla for it out. A gorilla come to your house, and he started busting down crying. So what does that do for you?
That's stupid. Now, come on.
I'm using an extreme to prove a point. Come on, walk with me. Don't focus on the gorilla. Focus on the point.
You told me to focus on the gorilla part. Go ahead.
Focus on the point. Gorilla walked through the house. Your man busts down. He start crying. How does that benefit you?
It doesn't.
How does it benefit you? Him crying.
I just said it doesn't. I just said it doesn't.
Okay, that's the point that's being made here. That's the point that's being made. It doesn't benefit you. So therefore, by you saying that a man crying, it benefits you, or you call it toxic masculinity, it doesn't benefit you. So you call it toxic masculinity. That's the point.
Are y'all nuts? Y'all really think crying all the time is healthy?
You got it.
Emotional. No, I'm being very serious. Like y'all wipe things with broad brushes. Of course, you don't cry at the time of danger. I'm talking. Come on.
No, I'm not even gonna hold you. I'm with you.
Crying in the time of danger.
All right. I'm with you right now.
No. Wait a minute.
Hold on. Well,
Wait a minute.
Arnold, do this. Corn agree with her. So go ahead, Corn, and then because Sean and Sean just letting y'all just get away with madness.
No, it just don't make sense. I don't know what we're talking about. I get
we could frame it right in the frame like a Tracy Ellis Ross, right? A man that cry, he not on that pedestal no more, right? He got vulnerability, right? I can see where he has a weakness, right? He not just the toxic nigga that's always on 10, standing 10 toes. He cries sometimes. I know what he care about. I could get him off his square by saying this, right? That's for majority of women, right? They need to know how to make the nigga tick, right? Because they can't fuck with Goliath physically, right? They only can fuck with Goliath mentally.
Okay.
So if the nigga don't cry, right? How is she gonna get what she want?
Oh, to manipulate that man, basically.
Right, I'm saying right. But if he's not mentally weak and she don't know where his cracks are, what is she gonna do to get what she want?
That's
right.
Okay.
If she don't know when this nigga daddy birthday that passed away come around, he crying, right? That's his soft spot. If this nigga always 10 toes, always the man's man, what's she gonna do?
Hold the pussy hostage to get what she want, bro. Fuck all the crying. They hold the pussy hostage.
But she want to fuck that nigga more who don't cry.
Saying, bro, you say that's what she gonna do to bro. Fuck all the vulnerability. They put that pussy in the basement somewhere, bro. That's their first move. Long before all that shit you talking about.
So you saying that she getting wetter when you cry?
I'm not saying that. I'm saying that shit don't matter, man. I'm saying they hold the pussy hostage for all types of shit, bro. You know what I'm saying? Fuck all that crying shit, bro. That don't really mean shit, my nigga.
Well, but we talking about the toxic masculinity piece. That's why the crying part is under a microscope. And Korn said he agreed that men should cry. And if the men tell boys don't cry or men don't cry, that's toxic. Korn agrees with that. I want to understand why he agrees with that.
Okay, you want to understand why I agree with that being toxic, that men don't cry, that men shouldn't cry?
Yeah.
I mean, to me, it's self-explanatory. I mean, I get it even from a standpoint that, old school style, from a standpoint of, okay, you don't want to show emotions. I mean, men are typically more stoic anyway. We don't show a lot of emotions anyway. But at the same time, I think it is it is good, especially when you're dating, with a woman. If she's the right woman and not going to take advantage of that and manipulate that situation, she's going to allow you to be vulnerable, and that brings y'all closer together. Now, if you always stoic and
we letting people say if
showing no emotion.
I'm about to ask a couple questions.
She not tapping.
Now you said so. Quan, so you said the right woman, the majority minority women out here, you should be vulnerable with.
If you pick the right one, you should be able to be vulnerable.
If your aunt had a dick, she'd be your uncle.
Did you say what?
Like if it was a fifth, maybe you heard that one before. So you think the majority or the minority of women you could be vulnerable with?
I don't want to generalize it. I don't know. I'm not going.
It's majority minority.
I mean, I don't know. I can't. I'm not gonna say the majority women you can't be vulnerable.
The majority of the women you dated, you could be vulnerable with.
The majority of women that I dated, yeah, I can be vulnerable with. Women that I dated, yeah.
Okay. I never seen that.
I mean,
okay. And you're saying that the reason why you cry is so that you can draw y'all closer together.
No, I'm not saying, well, let me make sure for me. I'm not saying that I'm a person that's going to cry every single time something pop off with my woman though. But if I had that space, I know that this woman will accept, like she's okay with it. Like she's going to allow that to happen.
But you ain't, but Corn, if you had that space, but you ain't going, but you don't.
No, what I'm saying I'm not doing. I'm what I'm trying to make is I don't know if you're trying to make it like I'm crying every 5 minutes. I'm trying to make sure that ain't true. What I'm saying is I have that. I know if I did, I have that space to do it with the women that I've dated.
Okay, and you saying the benefit is y'all get closer?
Absolutely.
Okay, and you don't see it's not ammunition.
If it's the wrong woman, yeah, I find they would. It can.
See. That's
no.
The
I'm saying if you with the wrong woman, she gonna manipulate. She can manipulate that situation. She can.
50% of our country is getting divorced.
Okay.
50% of our country is getting divorced.
Might be more
right?
in the black community.
Well, I'm just talking about the country, right? 50%,
right.
Boom, right. And so, right and wrong, right? The vetting process is already skewed because family ain't involved, fathers ain't involved, right? People put on chameleon and masks, right? And you see relationships lasting between 5 and 7 years, which is nothing,
right?
So your recommendation to men is to go out here and be vulnerable with the right woman when we got a 50% dissolve rate.
It's more than just that part, right? We're not gonna just put it to just the vulnerability part.
Well, how do you get there though? I guess my question.
Well, as far as the vetting part,
so to share all this information and to be 100% vulnerable, how do you get there to where you crying?
I don't think you crying on Front Street, right? I mean, are you crying when you first meet them? Like, I mean,
no, you saying that you. So let me ask you: if you get married, should you be crying at that point?
Once you, if you have that space, you mean once you get married, like
if marriage is that a place to cry?
If something happens and you were married to a person, you should be able to be vulnerable with them.
No, I'm saying, is marriage a place in which you should start crying? Is that a safe space?
It should be a safe place. Yeah.
Okay. So if there's a equation where you have a 50% chance of losing or winning, you saying that's a place to be vulnerable.
I mean, you don't know that though, right? You don't know.
You don't. Well, that's the point though. You don't know, right? Don't know. So you're saying
taking a chance either way. Getting married, you're taking a chance. I mean, you taking a big chance.
So you might as well be vulnerable.
You're making life is get married.
Yeah. So you saying since I already made a decision at that point, I might as well be vulnerable.
You're in it now. You can't be scared.
Yeah. I just don't see the benefit overwhelmingly, to a man crying because
I think you don't cry in your marriage or you feel like you have that space to cry.
No, like if there's so, and what we saying is not like your parents died, somebody died. That's not what we talking about. Right.
Okay, so that's what I'm talking about.
But these points of weakness and shit, you be having hard days. Those are the things you got to be keen on.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't give a fuck if you get shot in your ass, you better not cry, nigga. That's not how that works in women's heads. I don't give a damn what they say. They not going for that. Right. So that's the thing. Like that's the crying we talking about. We ain't talking about your child dying. Like that's you know what I'm saying? Like you can't, nobody is expecting, you know, like even when the players will tear their ACL, right?
Right.
And in football, those aren't guaranteed contracts. The ACL tear doesn't actually, from what I gathered from the people who tear it, doesn't even have a whole lot of pain. But they know it's a year of recovery. Ain't no telling they're gonna replace you. So those tears are not tears from pain. You see,
right?
JJ Watt broke his back and didn't cry. You know,
he got carted out. To me, he was crying when he got carted out. So
correct. So these men are crying in these sports, right? They're crying in these sports because they are frustrated. Not because a parent died. They're crying because they're frustrated. Like, dang, I wanted to be a part of this playoff.
We not recommend doing that with y'all,
sir. Crying.
We're not recommending doing that with y'all though.
Well, I think that, but
if a nigga doing the shoulder cry,
you are vulnerable.
What shoulder cry?
If the nigga going shoulder cry, my nigga, you think your girl about to be like, yeah, I feel like we got closer.
This whole entire
like, shit, my nigga, we in trouble.
This whole conversation was boys cry, and now we're talking about men crying, grown men crying because of a torn ACL, not because it hurts, like you said, HAMP, but they're crying because, dang, I want to be a part of this playoff. I knew we could get it, but we didn't make it. Some of your favorite athletes be sitting there crying in the locker room, on the weight locker room, because they lost the playoff game or they lost a championship.
You don't. This is not really something that you're gonna understand, but you will characterize it as toxic because overall the benefit is not for you. If you look into that man for leadership and strength, and every time times get hard, he start crying, it's gonna create doubt. That's what actually happens in real time, right?
I agree. I didn't say that. We both.
But that's the crying that we talking about, right?
But we didn't. That was not stipulated.
No, but that's the vulnerabilities that Arnold was articulating that they get played on, right? That's the crying. You see?
Well, I agree with. We're not crying because you had a bad day at work. No.
Exactly, right? See, you get to determine where he can cry, right? So if he had a bad day at work. Wait. Why not wait?
Because I don't want to make you trying to twist my words, but go ahead.
Because that's what happens, though.
Go ahead, Twister. Go ahead.
See, Corn, they see, because if it do or don't benefit them was Arnold's point. And so if she don't deem it a right reason to cry, fuck this nigga crying about in her group chat.
And it's gonna get thrown back in his face. My best,
right.
and it is
real issue. But and it is. He's allowed to cry to me because he lost the Super Bowl. He lost. He's playing Super Bowl.
Why you?
He's crying on my.
Can you let Isha talk?
Just
talking. My best friend's a guy, and his he went through some shit with his girlfriend. Lost a lot of shit. He called me crying. I listened to him. Couple days later, I told him, "Don't call my ass crying no more over no bitch." For real.
And that's the first time, right? It's because don't keep on crying over this hoe. You cried.
She didn't like it the first time. She didn't like it the first time, love.
I did it, and I'll tell him over and over. Yeah, remember that time you called me crying over that bitch? Yeah. It gets thrown in your face.
You literally used it, right? Like, nigga, didn't you just cry? Fuck out of here, right?
Nigga, you was just crying the other day. Like, what the fuck you talking about?
Come on. Johnny with the 2000 says Tracy is a permanent boss babe. Hakeem with the 2000 says Tay, somebody told me you're a pimp. Is that true? Johnny C with the 5000 says she wants to be approached. She just come across unapproachable. Perhaps if she must change. What's she say? Perhaps if she change her perspective, she would have instant access. Hakeem with the 2000 says gender fluidity equals STDs. Nikasu with the 2000 says relationships get hard when she is out of place. Sophisticated jerk was popping with the 10 ounces. 55 is the new 70. Bodies have a lot of wear and tear, baby. Aaron with the 5 ounces. Black people looking younger is a gift and a curse. We go off a look so much we think it's because we look young and someone might want to fuck. We have some value. Yeah. I think I can understand that sentiment. Onikasu with the $5 says women these days are more hedonistic and have less scruples than ever before. The childish mindset of a woman is their downfall. No protection, no love. Divorce Cathedral with the $2 says dating older men reminds her of her own mortality. Mike Brown with the $2 says good old Lil Rusty. Good job, Arnold. Aaron with the $5 says toxic, gay, lame, creep. All things men are to women when she think you ugly or don't listen to what she wants you to do. Onikasu with the $2 says crying gives leverage. That's it. They eat it up. Arnold with the $5 says I need that ain't no love in the heart of the city intro. I got you.
It's so funny, and
go ahead, love.
I don't understand. Like, this is so whack and lame. Like, you're like a big man now because I got confused in the conversation, but I still landed my points. Like, you feel like a bigger man now because of that. Like, this is so lame and
you the intellectual peak.
You sitting there going on like this and I mean, I get it. You're a big fan. You want to, talk to Love Greasy. Okay, great. Now you got big balls now. Good job, Arnold.
Jesus Christ.
Gold star, nigga.
Listen, first the fat boys break up.
Wake up.
Got a problem.
Oh.
Perfect.
Oh my God. Mike Brown with the $2 says this is the quote toxic femininity from love.
Because it ain't anything, y'all.
Aaron with the $2 says don't play that holdout game. She would lose. Kurt with the $5 says shout out to Love Women with the Big Daddy Kane. I cut with the part.
Perfect.
I don't know, man. It's hard, man. Any final thoughts on that? Because I think Asia was trying to talk, but Asia don't want her to talk for some reason today. Go ahead.
I was just thinking I was quiet because as y'all was talking, I was just thinking like this sounds like one of those conversations where we kind of allowed the women too much influence on our minds about it. Because I think most men know and understood what they mean when they say men don't cry. Because it's more of a preparation for how the world really deals with you as a man. And as you said, right, you should be in tune with your emotions. You should be in charge of your emotions. But the truth is, everybody around you is going to have an expectation that you kind of have these parameters of emotions which you show, even your lady. Because like you said, if I come home from a hard day's work and I'm crying just because it was a hard day's work, it's not going to be received. And so as a young man dealing with sports, dealing with a lot of different things we deal with, the older men were trying to just prepare us for what life really looks like. You see what I'm saying? So I think when women hear it, it kind of sends an alarm to their head. But I guarantee y'all what you'll always see in every generation where they say men don't cry, you will find men that cried. We've all seen our uncles, our fathers cry about things. And I think over time, we're still evolving and kind of working through how to better show up in the world. But we kind of understood when the older men were trying to kind of explain to us why boys don't cry. But if you cry for a legitimate reason, it was received. So I think I really haven't heard a really good definition of toxic masculinity from women. And I think it kind of, what Arnold said, me and Arnold disagree on a lot of things, but I understand their point of view. When it benefits, the same things that can be considered toxic kind of get looked over. And so we got to address it. What parts of masculinity are actually toxic and not situational based on who we're talking to? So I think as men, we can kind of pay attention to the trick bag and make sure we know when it's something legitimate. We can discuss that, but some things is like they just don't understand. They don't get it. We can accept that and kind of maybe relationships with men and other things. Maybe they'll get it, but we understand what's going on.
Yeah. Anybody else? Like, share, subscribe, tell a friend to tell a friend. Hit that like button right now if you can. That helps the channel the most. Asia, you sure? Going once?
No, it's from spirituality.
Who?
Spirituality.
No, I just you ain't want to say nothing.
The spirituality part. No, I'm good.
All right, cool. So, all right, that was interesting, man. Yeah, the bandit, he like in Bison right now, man. Damn.
Why?
I thought I was on mute.
No, see, but I'm I don't know why you do that. I get it. You know, y'all. I get it. Yeah, I get it.
Hey, nah, but that was good shit though. So I saw this clip, man. Let me run this by y'all. This gave me extreme cause for pause, and I think it directly lines up with, I think, the issues that Tracy Ellis Ross is having, the issues of control, standards, and etc. So let me show y'all this real quick. Let me see what y'all think. Do y'all know Joy Taylor?
Yes.
She's on Fox. Her brother's a Hall of Fame defensive end. So she had this to say.
Less interested in religious men, if I'm being honest with you. I told Paul this the other day. I've had some negative experiences with people that lead with their religion.
Are you religious?
Not really.
No. So
I would say I'm a person of faith, but I'm not.
Okay.
I was raised in a Baptist church, very, very religious family. I don't think that just because you're a Christian that you are, not living a good life. I'm just saying, if that's the first thing that you bring to the table, it's a red flag for me because
you feel
I
like
don't
they're hiding
care.
behind their
I
religion.
don't care. Why? What does
Something
this matter to
happened
me?
with that before. That's what that happened.
Multiple times.
Yeah.
Yeah, you might have a trigger behind that.
I
for
do.
sure. Yeah,
I do.
Yeah,
I absolutely.
yeah.
I'm acknowledging. I'm triggered by this, and it's it's become a red flag for me.
Wow.
I'm not saying that if you believe in God that you are a red flag. I also don't give a fuck. So just tell somebody else about it. I think for some men they think that's what women are looking for, like looking for a good Christian man.
Yeah.
And some people are, which is not me. So
but this is my thing about religion too. Like, like man may not like lead with it, but like some men needed to pull them out of places. Like when there's nothing else. Like I felt like religion like helped me pull me out of some dark places.
Mm-hmm. Religion or
You know what I'm
faith?
saying? Faith, probably faith,
Right.
more so than like.
Because to me, those
I
are two
have
different
faith.
things.
Okay.
Believing in God, having
believe in God,
spirituality, having a
spirituality,
connection
all
with your
that.
spiritual side, praying, all of those things I do.
Yeah.
But
Same, but
to-
religion is different.
To lead
Okay, I
with
understand
like,
what you're saying now.
like let's go to church on Sunday.
I'm Christian.
I'm less and less interested in religious men, if I'm being honest with you.
Wow.
Hey, before we start, let me get the bullshit out the way. UGG slippers with that satin outfit is nasty work. You know what I'm saying?
Shit like that. Shit like that. Shit like that. Shit like that.
I agree. I agree.
This might,
It's like
this might
women
be,
trying to
this
clutch
might
out
be
their
a
food.
reach, dog. It might be a reach. Maybe I'm tripping. Maybe I'm out of pocket, but that sounds like demon talk to me.
Break it down. Talk your shit.
The reason I said because you say it's a red. You say
You
it's a
put the
red.
glasses on for this. Okay. I see you, Court. Okay. Go ahead.
No, the reason I say that, why is it a red flag out the gate for you? Now, maybe there may be some context there behind that, why she said that, right? But she didn't give the context, so I have to go based off of what she said. And because it's a red flag, sound like a demon. So why isn't that you want a man that is practicing his faith, whether he may not be well versed in that, right? Maybe he's working on it. Maybe he's trying to get better in that aspect. But the fact is, yeah, I'm a man of God. Oh yeah, you're a walking red flag. How? How's it a walking red flag? I'm just, and like I said, maybe I might be reaching him. Maybe somebody can better explain that to me.
I mean, when I think about when she's saying religious between the faith part, sometimes people that are religious can be overly into just their like Baptist or saying they're Catholic or whatever. They may be so much into that they want that person to be into that as well, versus being just a man or a person of faith or believing in God or Jesus Christ is my Lord and you praying, but I go to church, but I may go a little bit here and there, but I don't go all the time. That's the type of guy I'm thinking that she's kind of referring to. She doesn't want somebody leading with that religious part of it.
Well, she said he'll walk a red flag, period, though.
Oh, just being a man of faith.
So she said, just get away from me. I don't want it.
Why her religious is what she was trying to
she
say.
did, but then she also followed up a little bit after that in the video. She said, nah, don't even bring it this way.
The ladies want to go real quick. You know what I'm saying? Before we
look confused.
Okay. What the religion has rules.
Go ahead. Hold on, Arnold. Take her forever to get off mute.
I'm trying to figure out. So was the premise of the conversation talking about her preference for sex partners or just a life partner? I read it.
Just dating.
Just period. Yeah, I mean,
period.
so the fact that it's a red flag, I think that's directly connected to some trauma that she had or has about somebody maybe she dated that was religious. But I mean, people, it's just not my preference, you know, because we're not Christians. That's just some stuff they taught the slaves. But I do like a man of faith. That's fine. But if you are pushing a certain religion, then I feel like you need to be living that or practicing said religion as well. But you should have a higher being, you know, that's cool. I'm just not big on I'm looking for a Christian man because I am not.
So T, you get a man, he wants you to go to church. You going?
Well, I have one, and if he asks me to go, I will go.
Oh, okay, all right.
We got Tay. I'm about to call you later.
So I
just wanted to be clear. So
okay.
Go ahead. What you got, Eve? This shit crazy.
I know we all heard that the men in the church are the worst hoes. We've heard that saying because they're men. They prey on the women who go to church looking for these relationships or in good men. But I think that's probably what she ran into. Myself, I'll take me a religious man that go to church. Any man that can submit to God, I'm gonna take me a man like that.
Okay. Go ahead, Abe.
All right, because I didn't want to be accused of interrupting. I want each to talk. So I think that I'm not a religious person. I'm a spiritual person, as we talked about before. Yeah, I'm very spiritual. I understand where she was coming from in the space of probably she ran into, like Ish said, men that are growing up in the church. They are some of the biggest hoes, and or they know how to manipulate using the Bible or using religion. And she's probably run up against those type of things because she said to Paul Pierce, when she said, "No, wait, what got you out, religion or your faith?" And he said, "Did." And she said, "Exactly." So she's a woman of faith. I just think that the religious part, and I'll revert back to what I said about Tracy, and Tay said it just now too. And I said about Tracy. These women may have countered men that had those characteristics or those traits, and it traumatized them. Something happened. I don't know what happened. Whatever was enough for them to traumatize them. So they're saying, I don't want this type of man in my life. That's on her. She wants a man of faith, meaning a higher power. He could be a Buddhist, a Hindu, whatever. I don't know. But she wants a man of faith, was what it sounds like. So she's not being some wild, crazy, well, she probably could be, but I don't know if she's around. Some wild, crazy woman just out there laying it low and spreading it wide with no principles or standards. I don't think that that's what she was saying. She was a man of faith that really adheres to his faith, not just a man that goes to church on Easter, was it Easter, Mother's Day, and Thanksgiving, whatever, Christmas, whatever. Those are religious men, as opposed to a true man of God or a man of faith. Go ahead, Ish.
I was just gonna say she sounds like she don't have a religious foundation herself, so maybe she don't need a religious man anyway.
Right. Yeah.
She just wants a man of faith. Yeah, that believes in a higher power that has guiding principles, and I guess, like I said, I don't really know. I know off topic, but isn't Joy the one that that's her? Okay.
Yes. All right.
That right there. Now I think about it, like, girl, girl, cut it out. But okay.
Go ahead, Arnold.
The religion has rules and principles that you have to live by, right? There are things that you have to get in line with as far as the religion. Just having faith, right? As far as some people, most people are concerned, is I can just be forgiven because I believe, right? I'm gonna get through this because I believe. That's faith, right? If there is no religion, what are you practicing to get there? You know what I'm saying? I apologize to all the religious people, you know what I'm saying? This ain't my bag. But when I'm hearing these two women talk, they're saying they're not trying to follow no rules. They trying to get what they want out of it, and they not trying to follow rules. The rules is they rule a verse. They don't want to fuck with the rules. The rules is bad. The rules is red flags. The rules come from the niggas that I don't want to fuck with. And that's how they live in life. So like when they say faith, I want a God-fearing man, right? They want that man to make sure he bound down to something, right? That she can check in on. But when a man is religious and got rules, it might look like toxic masculinity. And they don't like that.
Just because a man is religious doesn't mean, I mean, a man can sit there and say he's religious, but not even adhere to the principles or the rules or standards of God, though.
But you think that's the nigga that's leading with, oh, I practice this?
Yes.
No.
They say that they go to church and they say it because they think that's an inroads. Like, I want a good Christian man. And then they say that, but they don't really follow the principles of Christianity.
Yeah, so that person wouldn't be the one that she has a problem with.
No, I think that's what she said. She have a problem.
That is what she's
No,
saying.
but we're saying that that's not the one because he's not structured. He's not following the rules and guidelines. He's just saying he's a Christian. So that's the dude that goes to church on Easter.
That's the religious guy. That's the religious
Yeah.
guy.
Okay.
The religious guy is that Bible study, got his Bible open at his house.
Right. She said a red flag is if somebody invites her to church.
Yeah. Pretty much.
She vetted herself out.
She's what herself out?
Vetted herself out.
Oh, vetted herself out.
I got a slide, but before I slide, I'll say this just in all transparency. I do think again, just kind of actually agreeing with Arnold. It is again control, not wanting to be under a certain order, and the reason why I can agree with it because I use myself. Grew up in the church, grew up in the foundation HAMP, but I saw things in the church that gave me a little bit of hesitation. I saw people who sung praises and did things, but the way they lived was kind of total opposite. And I'll be honest, I was one of them kids who was like, oh, this just something you do because you scared you're gonna go to hell one day. There's no real conviction behind it. And I spent kind of most of my life in that mindset. To be totally honest with you, I remember when I would meet girls and they would kind of start off with, I'm looking for a God-fearing man. It kind of repelled me a little bit because I was like, oh, you into that too? You believe that too? But now that I'm getting older, I'm trying to kind of reestablish it. I don't know if it's gonna be full the way I did it growing up. But I will say I'm in a point in life now where I'm trying to get back under the order. I'm trying to figure it out. And so I could understand where Joy is coming from because I had that same mindset, and it was me trying to get away from the order because of whatever trauma or whatever experiences I had at some point in life. It wasn't about romantic relationships for me, but that could be what her experience was. So without trying to like put her at fault of anything, just listen to what she said, it does sound like a person who's trying to get away from their order. Get away from those rules, those things you have to follow in religion. So it just what it is. We can, again, kind of even with the other topic, we can dress things up because I think our generation, millennials, we're very intellectual, so we use words very well in the way we explain things. But when you get past all that, you don't want to follow order. You know what I mean? Because like you said, there are good people who are religious people that do things the right way. But we still got those examples. Even myself, as I'm talking, I got the example of the man winning man of the year, but then I see him moving a certain way outside the church. I'm just like, this don't add up, boss. I need somebody to explain this to me. And so you start to repel. So that's repel and rebel. So that's what it is.
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
100%. Hey, do your thing, Playboy. I know you're in the middle of the grind.
What's up, man? Y'all have a good evening.
All right, man.
Easy. Yeah, no, 100%. I think one thing I heard that gives me instant cause for pause is trying to parse out faith from religion. And I think there's little understanding there. Because what does that even mean? Right? You guys heard this mantra all the time. Faith without works is dead, right? What works are those? You have to understand what those works are in the first place. Same man that said that said you know, you say you have faith and I have works. He says, I show my faith by my works. But if you don't dive into it, what are the works? And then who do you have faith in? See, I think it's the selective nature that gives me cause for pause, right? In what's being said. That's why I think it's more like the structure that gives issue. Because there is a rigid nature if someone subscribes appropriately to the tenets in any of the books that are most popular, whether it be the Quran or the Bible. If you find a man that subscribes to the tenets, it's not going to go how you think it's going to go. And I think it's overall easier to say I'm spiritual or I'm faithful because it doesn't have any structure around it. You can create it as you see fit. You know, that's when I hear it, honestly.
Yeah.
So could it be just people are taking principles across other religions? So the the Buddhist principle or tenet of, I don't know, do no harm, or I'm just making this up now at this point, do no harm or respect nature, be one with nature, taking that principle, but yet and still they take Christian.
Oh no, I'm saying you can't, right? Because as soon as you try to make that biblical or based on the Quran, it's
biblical. That's what I'm saying. They're not.
No, I was saying when you say like
school thing.
Say again. No, like when she's saying parse it together, right? Like take this from this and that from that.
Yeah,
right?
So there's some things that's universal.
Yes.
Yeah.
There are.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is you can't parse, right? Because there's going to be conflicts when you start to talk about the works. When you start talking about the principles and the commandments, right?
Well, that's
so instantly if you try to cross Buddhism or Hinduism with the Bible, it's going to become idolatry, which is a cardinal sin. You see? So I'm not saying what she's, but I'm saying it conflicts because the rules are different. You see?
That wasn't what I wasn't even going there. Like I honestly just started, and where I was going was the place of a person being spiritual or a person of faith. That aspect is they're taking principles across various religions that do align with you are one with the earth, do no harm to others, love your neighbor as you love yourself. Another one is respect the community. Make sure you build the community up. Like those are different principles across various religions.
So would that be faith or morals?
But I mean, that's what I'm saying. So maybe that's more morals than this faith. But I'm equating this to a faithful person, and their morals are guided by those different principles.
But even in that aspect, they're not tied to one, right? Even with what you're saying it's
exactly, you're not tied to them. So that's why he calls himself a person of faith.
That's what he was saying with the selection, because you can choose what you want to follow as opposed to, hey, this is what I need to do and I can't go outside of this.
Right. But that goes against the whole point of a woman or a man just wanting to, that says they're a person of faith or spiritual. That goes against, they just want to be out here wilding and to be reckless and be crazy, because they actually do have principles that guide their morals along. That's why I'm saying this right now, because I was going against the statement of when you're not a religious person, you just want to be out here wilding out, because that's not necessarily true.
Well, I think the word necessarily acknowledges that it is true and it isn't true when people use necessarily. So you're acknowledging the fact that people.
I'll say it's not true then.
Okay. Yeah, because people will pick and choose conveniently to fit their actions at that time. And then they call themselves spiritual, right? And then they call on a God that they don't believe in. Leave that nigga the fuck alone.
How do you know they don't believe in them? But how do you know they don't believe in God?
Yeah, well, not that they don't believe, they don't love. My bad.
Man, Shorty out here, man. Y'all seen her pictures and videos? She on yacht. She looking good.
Oh yeah, I mean, I'm outside of that. That's why I said, is this the same joy?
Streets having fun. You know what I'm saying? Like,
we're just going with this conversation. We're kind of taking broader than.
I'm not responding to nothing you saying. I'm just saying whatever I'm saying. I know. I'm just saying. I barely even heard what you said, but I'm just saying all I'm saying. Have y'all seen Brittany Renner lately?
Oh Lord.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shalom. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So,
she's full Muslim. You know what I'm saying? Wearing his job. Shorty, Joy ain't trying to be Brittany Renner at this point right now. Shorty lit right now. So look, I get that we all have faith and things like that. People, we have religion and things like that. That's not where she is. So yeah, at this point in life, she like, nah, fuck that. She's in a nice way. She's saying, fuck all that. Don't come to me with none of that. You want me to not be lit. You want me to be clothed and shit like that. She out here. She building a brand. She getting this money and she moving around. I'm sure she's sleeping with or dating the top notch niggas. So she ain't on that shit. That's all it is. Like she ain't with that shit right now. Now maybe when she reached Tracy Ellis Ross's age, she will be. But why would she right now? You know what I'm saying? She kind of young. She very hot. You know what I'm saying? And she getting to it.
But isn't that? But look at it like this. Isn't that the same thing that we were talking about Tracy Ellis Ross? She hit she hit a wall now. Now she can't get what she wants. Eventually, Joy Taylor's gonna hit that same exact wall, and she's gonna be hooping and hollering, doing the same thing Tracy Ellis Ross is doing. So you gotta use. So right now, she's not using her beauty to get the man that she wants and so needs. She just out here flaunting around.
You ever went through a period in your life where you was just out here doing shit and you like, man, look, man, we gonna cross that bridge when we get to it. That's
cool and all, everybody has, but still that doesn't make it right in that sense. If in the sense that you want to be married. Now, she never wants to be married, cool, do what you do, but at some point, if you do want to have that meaningful relationship with somebody, then you probably want to start acting now versus waiting till later.
I disagree. I disagree with you. You know why? Because goddamn, Halle Berry ain't hit no wall. Despite what you niggas be saying on the internet, she ain't hit no motherfucking wall, bro. She can go get a top-notch nigga right now. Whether you think that or not, whether she keeps it or not, she can get that right now. Tracy Ellis can too. If we keeping it a bean, like I don't know why y'all be saying this shit, bro. Y'all really think that? You really think that seriously? Let's have a real conversation. Let's break it down seriously. Do you really think? Just to be honest, do you really think that Tracy Ellis or Halle Berry cannot go get a top-notch nigga right now?
The type of guy that they want.
Hey, no. We looking at what they
do. I'm talking to this man. I don't need you to co-sign, nigga.
I'm an attorney, my nigga. You know what I'm saying? I object, Sean. I object to that.
No. I'm talking to him. He a grown ass man. Look,
my client does not have to answer that question.
Nah, man. Look, man.
It's a setup, brother.
Hey, nah. Look. So look. Do you think, literally in your mind, do you think Halle Berry can't go get a rich famous nigga right now and marry him?
She got rich famous niggas. So let's break that down because anybody you can have any.
Yes or no? It ain't nothing to break down.
No. Hold on, no. Because there's a lot of rich suckers out here. So,
okay. Do you think she can go get a rich famous sucker right now?
Okay, let me preface it then. Yeah, she can have she can get a rich sucker. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. So the answer is yes.
Hey, Sean, just to butt in, bro. I don't think Halle Berry got the same problem that Tracy Ellis Ross got.
She don't.
I think Halle Berry hitting the shot she want to hit.
Hey, look, you ever seen when Tracy Ellis posts them pictures and that ass poking out, and there's hundreds of thousands of motherfuckers commenting and liking. And niggas making awkward ass statements, bro. Y'all are in delusion land, my nigga.
So every girl on their explore page got 1,000 niggas in the comments, Sean.
No, you're equating.
Every chick in the explore page got 1,000 niggas in the comments, looking goofy.
Yeah, you're equating busting it down versus actually being in a relationship.
You're assuming that busting it down means that nobody will come. That's what you assume.
No, what I'm saying is based off the results. Yeah. Who wouldn't bust down a Tracy Ellis Ross? Who wouldn't bust down a Halle Berry?
Niggas would wife her, bro. Look.
Okay. So where's the results then, Sean? Where's the results? Show me the result. If you can show me the results, then we'll have that conversation. But there's no results there, so therefore
you talking to Michelle Obama brother, nigga.
That's not fair, dog.
About what nigga she getting?
That's fair. The results are there. Results are results, regardless of how
That's
you
what you're saying. You're saying where's the fruit and just having sex pretty much.
You talking current results. I'm talking about what she could do if she wanted to do.
You like talking about could. We talking about what is.
Right?
You talking about what is.
Sean. So
look,
every chick, my nigga, could go down to not the nigga that she really want and get a nigga to marry her.
So look,
hey, Sean, almost every chick.
They could all compromise.
You want me to have a conversation with this man, huh? Cool. All right. So look,
He knew, Sean. He knew. You know what I'm saying? I can't.
We was all new at some point. Hey, look.
Got a little bit of exposure.
So look, do you, if Denzel got divorced today, do you think that he would have a problem getting a new wife tomorrow?
No.
Okay,
Not,
so you're equating to Denzel. You equating to Denzel.
I'm just asking you a question, bro.
Oh, absolutely.
He ain't no regular guy though.
But you're
equating somebody who decreases with age versus somebody who gets better with wine.
Look. Hey, look, I'm gonna tell y'all something, right? I had niggas that met chicks at my crib in the middle of us running trains out. And them niggas stuff short. Literally. Look, I don't care what y'all say, my nigga. It's niggas that will cuff the busser. They will cuff the chick that y'all think is done. And first off, we don't even know that these chicks is hoes, my nigga. You know what I'm saying? Like, dog, y'all be these talking points be have y'all niggas in the chokehold, bro.
Bro, you got it, bro. You got it, bro. You lost for a second. You got it though. I'll let you have it.
Well,
I'll let you have it.
What do you think? What do you think, Courtney? Let's say your response is uninterrupted, right? Not question, answer. What do you think about what Sean's premise is overall?
I see where he's coming from, but I think he's only looking at it from the aspect of, would any man wife a Halle Berry? Would any man wife Tracy Ellis Ross? Absolutely. I conceded to that. But the type of man that a Tracy Ellis Ross would want, and I said that I prefaced it by saying want and need, they aren't getting the results. That's why you have a Tracy Ellis Ross on of Michelle Obama's talking about these type of conversations. That's why she's on the show having these conversations. How come she's always struggling? How come Halle Berry has been struggling throughout the years, being able to keep a man? That's the point that I'm making. Where are the results? You keep talking about what man would, who wouldn't. We all could look at to see that we will bust down to Halle Berry or Tracy Ellis Ross. Come on, fam. But are you gonna marry a Tracy Ellis Ross or a Halle Berry?
Tomorrow, I would tomorrow. You would too. Knock it off, nigga.
No, I wouldn't. See, that's the difference between me. I wouldn't.
That's the problem, Sean. If she had the nigga that she wanted that was willing to marry her, he would be married.
Wild as fuck, man.
Nigga.
It's wild as fuck, man. You niggas would be honored to hear one of them chicks, man. Knock it off. Just like I would.
I don't
No, Sean, you talking about us. You talking about us versus the nigga that she want.
You niggas be in love with lesser chicks. What are you talking about, my nigga?
You talking about us, huh? Not the nigga that she want.
Hey, so look. Anyway, Courtney, you trying to tether what you're saying to her results. Do most relationships fail? In general,
relationships or marriages?
Do most relationships fail?
Do most relationships fail?
I use specific words. Do most relationships fail?
In a sense, yeah.
Okay, cool. Do most marriages end?
Do most marriages end? Reframe that question.
No.
You just repeat the question. What you mean?
Like death, nigga, death count?
Do most marriages fail?
No.
What's the percentage that don't fail?
50-50, nigga.
So now it's 50-50?
Yeah, it's 50-50.
Conveniently?
Is it
50? It's 50-50.
50-50. Women file more than men, Sean. I don't mean it's 50.
Get to the file thing.
It's not 70%.
Right, so let's say I branch out that premise, right? So it's a 50-50 chance that your marriage for anybody is gonna fail or succeed. My question is, why are you trying to tether what you're saying to whether or not she has the current results? It doesn't make sense because it's pretty much unlikely that most people would have that result. That's not even a fair thing to tether it to. I don't even know if that makes sense to y'all.
I'm saying getting your first championship.
It makes sense to Arnold when you don't address what you're saying, because Arnold's talking about something that I didn't just say.
No. I'm saying that, Sean, until you get your first championship, you do not have a championship.
Because I know you
get one. Sean, listen. No, Sean, we can do this. We can do this. After you get one, Sean, you're a champion. Right? Why you don't have any championships? You're a nigga trying to get a championship. So you can't say, oh, most relationships fail. Okay, I had one. You know what I'm saying? I got a title. I got a trophy in a trophy case. I did it right at least one time. But if you saying that, oh, it don't matter because most people gonna fail, you ain't even failed yet.
So that don't address what I said though.
It does. It's you because you making it seem like since most people fail, the fact that nigga that she is just failing eternally, nigga, make her the same as everybody else. There are most people, right? Non-black people, I would say, right, get married at least once.
You got it, bro.
But those aren't her results, and I think that was his point. Is because Miss Courtney was trying to tie it to her results, but her results are non-existent because she doesn't have a man. Is that? Do I have that correct, Sean?
I guess not right. I guess in the moment, we're not saying right now, no. But we're saying ever. When is she got the result that she wanted?
I mean, but she earned 50, so how much longer we gonna give her?
So look, so what?
That's Arnold's point. No, say so. Tay, you that's Arnold's point. Like, yo, when has she ever showed improved? Sean is simply saying majority of people fail in relationships. So why are we pinpointing her for doing what most people are doing anyway?
Mm-hmm. So
and Arnold's saying if we never even seen you win, motherfucker. At least we could say this nigga got divorced. We ain't never seen you have a W at all.
But we call that a
Those
win.
are the two arguments all day.
Married and got divorced. That's the win that we're.
He's saying they got a chip, I guess.
That's crazy. How is that a chip, nigga? That's an L. Think about
it. The nigga that just make the playoffs, my nigga, we raising him up.
So we get participation trophies now, my nigga. When did we start that? No,
no. So no, Sean. You're not talking to no regular niggas today, Sean.
All right, cool. So
you said your premise was most people fail.
So look. So once again, so
what does it mean when most people fail, Sean?
So between the marriages that end and the people who are just married and ain't really married, they ain't even together. My nigga, this shit ends horribly most of the time. And y'all know I'm not making this shit up. So don't act obtuse right now.
So you saying she's better than them?
I'm saying we got to be smarter and have a better metric than just what you're trying to use, my nigga. That's some surface level shit.
I'm saying you can say we can have a better metric, my nigga, but as long as you get to be in the cloud, Sean, you can't lose.
Can you be married and be unhappily married?
Yes.
You think a bunch of people are married and unhappily married?
Speculative.
But do we think a bunch of people are married and unhappily married?
No.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm saying no. I think people. I can
say 50%, Sean.
People have ebb and flows. People have ebb and flows, right? So you'll have a law in a marriage, right? When people are using intestinal fortitude and testicular fortitude to stick it through, can be a year.
Let's say if it's 100 million couples married, if 1 million of them are unhappily married, wouldn't we consider that a lot? Even though it's
100 million, it's nominal.
But it's a lot though.
It's 1%.
In terms of couples, it's still a lot, right?
No, it's nominal. If you're saying 100 million and 1 million are unhappy, it's nominal. You would sacrifice that.
1%.
If there are 100 million people alive and 1 million people die, is that nominal?
Yes.
They're gonna check on it.
A lot of people that
die. 1%, bro. 1% die already, Sean.
Greatest mass death.
Not compared to that number. Not compared to.
I'm not comparing it. I'm saying in terms of
if you say out of 100 million, if 1 million die,
it's a lot of people, right? It's still a lot of people, is it not?
It's still a lot of people, but in the context of 100 million, no, not when it comes to that. It is nominal.
So trillions of dollars in circulation. If I give you $1 million, is that not a lot of money?
Regardless of how you put it, it's still nominal. If it's still
I know it's nominal. I'm saying it's a lot of people, though. It's still a lot.
It could be a lot of people, a lot of dollars, a lot of whatever. If it's 1 million out of 100 million, that is nominal. I'm a budget analyst by day.
This is how it would be asked, right? So if I say, Tay, is 1 million people a lot of people?
Yes.
Is 1 million people a lot out of 100 million people?
No.
That's how that works.
So I'm saying, so look, so what y'all are looking at it like it's a comparative thing. I never said comparative. I said the people that get divorced and the amount of people who are married and unhappy. Y'all made it a portion of a thing. I said both of them together. So it's not that plus that is what I'm saying.
Well, Sean, the unhappy is speculative. right? And so you saying yes, they're unhappy. I say no, they're not. What do we do with that?
So long before people get divorced, they're unhappy. They're living together. And those of us who are divorced, we've done it. Arnold, you're looking up at the sky because you know you did that shit too, right? Long before people get divorced, what are they? Are they not unhappy?
But I guess what makes unhappy a defining factor for a relationship? Unhappy is not the qualifier to leave. You're gonna be unhappy. It's that happiness is fleeting. So if you're building a foundation on whether or not you're unhappy, you're wrong to begin with.
Happiness is fleeting, but sometimes unhappy is not fleeting. Unhappy is a road to an end. And we wouldn't have to assume, we wouldn't have to guess. We literally have to agree up here that everybody who got divorced, there was some unhappiness. We don't know how long, but that absolutely existed.
Okay.
Right. So my point is that overall, a lot of people get divorced. Most marriages, y'all said 50-50, cool. But then the people that are just alive, people that like my aunt and uncle, been together for 40 years. They hadn't been together. They've been married for 40 years, hadn't been together for 20. There's a lot of people like that. Think in your head. Y'all know people like that. Yeah, y'all know y'all. And once again, this goes back to what I said about niggas. If we know, hold on, my nigga. I didn't interrupt you one time. And so look, then we go back to niggas. How many niggas are with they chick? They with they chick because of the family, but they out here fucking bitches. How many people are like that? You can't tell me that they happy.
He's unhappy?
Yeah, absolutely. He's there he's there literally for the kids. He's there because he don't want to lose his bread. I listen to y'all talk about this all the time. So now that's not a thing.
But you're speculating, Sean. See, you're building a premise on things that you are assuming based on anecdotal experiences. That's an unfair premise. And just because we say, yes, we can understand that, yes, we've seen that, doesn't prove the premise. We just agree that we have anecdotal experience in the same. But we also know just as many people, we don't know their business. And every time we see them, they happy.
But Sean, this the math, right? That we can track, and I hope you can
What you had in that cup, nigga?
You know what I'm saying? A little bit of a lot. I'm saying, Sean.
It makes sense. I'm just saying.
So, Sean, if one is 50-50 and that's trackable, but we know that as African American, we have a 30%, 25 to 30% marriage rate just to jump off the porch. So I'm saying that failure rate, as far as if only 30% of us are making it to marriage, they're failing more than the married people, Sean.
It's not about that. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm saying of the people that are married, we know that y'all said 50-50. I believe it's more. Y'all said 50% are going to end in divorce. Y'all even said there's an amount that's unhappy. Now add that amount to the 50, and now you have most are either going to end in divorce or headed towards divorce. I don't know how that math don't make sense.
Sean, look, you got away with letting high tide come in. You let high tide come in. The issue is, nigga, Tracy Ellis Ross.
Arnold tries to detract.
You let high tide come in, Sean.
Would you agree that some percentage of people that are married are unhappy?
Right, but what does that have to do with Tracy Ellis Ross not being happy with her experiences?
Bro, what I keep saying, what I'm trying to build the premise on, Courtney is tethering everything he said about her to her having the results. I'm saying who has the results? How are we judging the results?
I'm saying that we can say 50-50. We can say 50-50 is better than 70-30, Sean.
Right? You're judging the results by the divorce rates, but you're also not including the people who are still married who may be momentarily unhappy, because that just because you're unhappy doesn't mean you're going to end up in divorce. And it sounds like that's what you were saying, but we don't do some here. So do you think the majority or the minority of people are unhappy and headed toward divorce?
I think I would probably say the majority. I would say the majority.
Yikes.
Since the divorce rate, right, just went down, right?
Well, the marriage rate went up a little bit, actually.
Right. So
Yeah.
divorce by and large, at best, is a 50-50 chance to stay married. I mean, at best. And that's at best. That's us painting a rosy picture. I think you have a better chance of failing at marriage than succeed. And I don't think that's a stretch for me to say that. I think we can find data right now if we wanted to that can support that. So what I keep saying is that marriage is not the goal for everybody. It's just not. Y'all judge it by that. Living by the Bible, living by the Quran, whatever, is not the goal for everybody. People who care about that care about that. If I don't care about that, I don't give a fuck how you look at it. I don't care about your morality. I don't care about the commandments. I don't care about any of that. So for somebody like Joy Taylor, who the fuck cares? She don't care. That's not her metric. It's y'all's metric for her. She don't care.
Right, but if they was like your auntie and uncle nigga who never got married and been together your whole life and you didn't realize they wasn't married, we can say they won, right? If you got the YouTube video and they just clipping the next nigga and 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 the next nigga, we can't say she won, bro.
It's a lot of niggas.
How do you judge winning for her? How can you judge winning for her?
On that one.
Keeping the nigga she wants, Sean.
But how do you know what she wants? Is my point. How do you know she ain't a swinger?
She keep the nigga because she keep him.
Speculation a little while ago. Now who speculate? You don't know.
Auntie and uncle nigga, they in love, Sean.
What does she want?
Been together your whole life that you didn't even realize they wasn't married. Them motherfuckers in love.
I mean, Arnold. What is she saying she wants? She said what she doesn't want. What does
she want? Freedom, my nigga. She want to fly like an eagle.
She never said what she wanted. She said what she
did.
She a bird. So
she a bird, nigga.
How do we know how to judge her if she didn't say what she wants?
Well, maybe you, like you said,
she a bird. Her results look like a bird.
Maybe she doesn't want to be married. Maybe she doesn't want to be covered. Maybe she likes walking on this earth uncovered. But that makes one of us. Okay, she can have.
To be a bird with a young nigga.
Listen. Joy Taylor was married to Richard Giannotti. He played baseball from 2016 to 2017. Then she was engaged to Earl Watson. So it sounds like she wants something. And she damn near 40 years old.
Oh, okay. How old is she? She's about 39, 38?
38, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was gonna say I actually dated almost dated a girl like Joy Taylor, where I like told her I was like, oh yeah, I'm ready to go to church. She's like, she's like, don't call me back. Don't even worry about it. And literally hung the phone up on me for real. So I know what that means when somebody's, I guess, like I said, some people can have that mindset to where they don't want that, I guess, the religious thing or man of God, whatever it is, whatever. So like you said, the rules and all that stuff. So maybe that's the reason why she doesn't want that part of it. Because personally, I remember when I was dating this one girl, she probably was getting into the sex part probably on the first, not the first, at least the second part of the date. So she probably was ready to get it in. So because I'm saying I'm a man of God, I'm going to church, she's like, oh no, he ain't gonna be down with what I'm trying to do. So let me keep pushing. Let me keep this pushing. So
yeah, man,
it is to it.
And I mean, yeah, no, I think just because I'm looking at her history, right? And I guess how many times do you have to be married or engaged to say for somebody to make a safer assumption that may be what you want, right? She been engaged, married. It says that she cheated with her boss, got engaged a couple years after that. It sounds like she's hunting for something, just based on those two things, because that's the evidence that we seemingly have.
Or she hasn't matured.
Or she could be like,
not able to keep that man.
She could be like the niggas on the panel and in the Discord that say, matter of fact, what was bro name? Was that yesterday? That said he don't want to get married no more. The nigga with the beard, the dark skinned guy, the tall guy that was on the dating show. What's his name that was gonna pop the balloon? That was just oh no, that was something else. My bad. I'm thinking of somebody else. But he was, long story short, niggas say all the time that they don't want to get married again. Yeah. Why can't she just don't want to get married again? How do we know? We still don't know.
Well, she got engaged after she got divorced. So I'm using tangible things to make this determination. So even if you were to speculate no and I were to speculate yes, I could argue based on evidence that my speculation is stronger.
But we still both speculate. We have to agree, though.
Indeed, but my assumption is safer based on evidence.
And what's your assumption again?
That she wants it because after she got divorced, she got engaged again.
So she wants to be married.
Just based on because it's speculation to Sean's point, right? But I'm just looking at, she got engaged shortly after she got divorced.
Yeah, that's probably true.
And she was the culprit for the reason of the divorce, right? Her behavior. And she immediately got engaged a year and a half later or so.
Mm-hmm.
You know? So,
right. Even with that, taking your speculation with that, wouldn't that lead us towards maybe she just want to have a bunch of hot girl summers or currently wants to have some hot girl summers?
Yeah, that's all I'm saying. It sounds like she just want to do what she want to do. She doesn't really want to be subscribed to a man. I mean,
I think she wants what she wants, Tay. And I'm just looking at her history. And I think people want it how they want it to be. And they don't want to make any compromises, which is unrealistic. And then we justify unbecoming behavior by saying, yeah, just run around. You got the latitude to do so. Right. But I'm telling you, my moving company, our niche is elderly communities. And them people in there dying by themselves, I swear to God, you do not want to be them. I just cleared this dude's house out. His house, he probably had 50 pieces of furniture. We sold off 40 of them. Mm-hmm. And then we moved 10 into his little assisted living, and then moved 5 into his memory care, and then moved 3 into his hospice, and then threw the rest in the trash once he died. And there was only an executor, which was an attorney, to figure out what we do with this shit. And you know what they said? We don't, as long as you can clear it at this point of time, so we can clear out this memory or this hospice unit, because it's $3,200 a month. Because he ain't had nobody to share that shit with. Mortality get real. And when you get 40 and you've been physical like me, and when you wake up, you go sideways down the steps because your body got to wake up and shit, you start to realize, like, nigga, thank God for these kids. Call my daughter to go get my cup is a lifesaver. When Sean be showing off with the nice cups, I call one of my 20 daughters, hey, go get daddy a cup. Rock don't never come back. I'm sick of her shit. You see? But everybody else, like, see, that's the shit, bro. Like, and when you 40, we start to feel it. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's one thing Sean said that I remember about this chick that he had that nursed him when he was, you know what I mean? Like, that's some unforgettable shit. Niggas don't got latitude like that. Sean blessed to have somebody just come in, feel me? A lot of us need her to be tied to us with the same last name. And if you can't do the same last name, at least make her hyphenate this shit. You know what I mean? So that shit get real fast. You know? Know what I'm saying?
Man, I agree.
So, it's just tough.
It's just niggas lining up that'll wipe her, though. That's my point overall. When she ready, somebody will be ready.
Yeah.
You gotta come across the right one, though. You know, that's gonna make her forget about some of that shit she thinking about is cool.
Yo, that shit is damn. I was just thinking about that shit, bro. Like, my wife, she be like, make sure you take your medicine. Nigga, you know how important that is, nigga? This cold been kicking my ass, right? It's just a little thing. Like, make sure she got the pill. I'm halfway woke. I'm like, my nigga, I'm a grown up. Like, she got the hanging over my shit. Like,
yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Like, now being
stairs
is real. You need somebody to get some stuff, something for you eventually.
We appreciate you, baby. Thank you for taking care of him, because he ain't gonna do it.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So it's just interesting. But I catch Sean drift for sure, you know. And I think we think a lot of shit is fun until it ain't, right? You know, and then you hit that. And like Sean said, they'll always have access. So the wall, it won't seem as such. I think that wall is translucent because there's gonna be a man out there, right? But I don't think that that's gonna be what they actually are wanting. And then I think that the settling for them, because they're so on high, is gonna be real. For us, I think we just find somebody and we gotta, you know, compromise a few things. But when you got so much, you've amassed so much fame, popularity, money, you know, for them, I think that may actually be like a settling thing, you know. But I think Sean right. It'd be a dummy out there.
Hey,
That's what I'm
look,
saying. I can
look, so Eve married a billionaire. She went and got her a white billionaire.
Yeah.
And she was
That's
a
my point, though. Yeah.
she was
That's
a
what I'm saying.
stripper and a gangster rapper. Like,
No, that's what I'm saying. I conceded to that. I conceded to the fact that they'll find somebody, but is it gonna be somebody that they truly want? They're gonna settle for somebody. That's my point. That's all I was saying. So in the sense, yeah, I agree with you in that aspect, but then you look at it in totality, is it gonna be the type of man that she really wants? Nah. She gonna settle. She gonna end up settling.
Yeah.
That was
Yeah, but yeah, no, you did concede that point initially to Sean. Like, there'd be somebody out there who definitely going. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Definitely going. Like August Alsina, I think he gay now, but he was in love before, wasn't
Yeah.
he? You know what I'm saying? Like, so we definitely seen it. I see this archetype, and then we'll end it, right? I see this archetype, and it's a few of them, but I don't know how much we can extrapolate it. But it was another woman who was about the same age. Pretty like that. It was like one of the actors that we like. Not
from a different world, right?
Well, Vivica.
Yeah,
same type of rhetoric. All of them on that whole pan. Remember they had that soul show?
Mm-hmm.
Even wasn't Lisa talking like that too? Lisa Ray, like same type of it was another one. Like
it was a chick from different world.
Yes, yeah.
Different world, yeah.
Chick from what's her name?
I forgot her name, but I know she's on Abbott now. She was on Abbott. She was like the librarian or something on Abbott Elementary.
Mm-hmm.
I forgot her name.
New Arnold.
The high pitched voice.
Think so.
Yeah, something like that.
The one from Rugrats.
Yeah, her.
Yeah. And I'm looking at this archetype again. It's only 5 or 6 women in my head, but does that extrapolate, right? You know, and it's often, and Arnold, correct me if I'm wrong, but I heard this before. Women can't get the plaque in the portrait. It don't work that well for them. You know, and it's almost like we seeing that manifest for whatever the reasons are. You know what I'm saying?
You said the plaque in the portrait. You mean like
so the plaque, like the career and the family. Like oftentimes they have to choose. And so when I'm looking at these, and again, it's only 5 or 6, right? But if you extrapolate that, what's happening? You know what I mean?
If you don't have, if she's not able to have balance, for sure.
Yeah,
and it's hard to balance.
In the interview, I think she said that now at this point, nobody's actually approaching her anymore. She want to go on dates, but nobody's approaching her like they once were at one point. So,
yeah,
but yeah, she processed it as niggas is fucking corny. Now, men are not men no more.
Yep.
I remember
men
that.
is still men. They, you know what I'm saying? Something changed for you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she just thinks it's toxic now. Men are still men. She just doesn't want to be with one.
She wish they was toxic now.
Yeah, approaching and shit, right?
Yeah,
I know they thought we was diabolical with all that approaching. No, they thought we was probably.
Yeah, niggas say anything.
That shit interesting. Like, share, subscribe, tell a friend, hit that like button right now if you can. That helps the channel the most. Salute to Ask Abe in the building with the $2. Says love 100%. Stand 10 toes. You got this. AL with the $2. What up? AL says you can get shot. Wait, you can get shot, and Shorty will say, "Why are you crying?" DJ Smoke with the $5 says, I got here late. Did love turn 55 today or something? Talking about 55, the new 30. I don't know, but 55 looking good on you, love. Happy birthday. Nah, she ain't 55. Hey, when we did the field day, she was working though. You know what I'm saying? She was definitely in shape, man, doing all the bear crawl and all that shit. Onika Sue with the $2 says, when most women say quote unquote spiritual, they are heathens.
Perfect.
Israel with the 20 ball says, Israel, stand up. Yeah, man. Salute, man. Appreciate you for the 20 ball. Let me see if I can find this drop real quick. But I can't.
Come on, I'm broke, baby. I ain't got no money. Bullshit. I see you shining, nigga. I can smell a motherfucker with money. Even Ray Charles can see you got money.
From Yasha Allah, man. Salute. Aaron with the $2 says, love, something like the golden rules. I think she was kind of searching for that. Aaron with the $2 says, Sean, find a way to justify thought behavior. Throw his hand up. Aaron with the $2 says, all my cousins named Sean gonna die thought bots. Jesus Christ. And yeah, with the $2 says, isn't the sexless marriage rate like 25%? That is a lot. Yeah, that's the last time I heard that stat. I wonder how they compile that. Would it be like surveys? You know, I think if they take data from therapists, right, and it's anonymous, you could probably compile decent numbers, I guess. But it would only be that populace, right? But then you would take that and say, well, who would this be common for, right? So I can understand how you can get a decent number. Aaron with the $2, can we start calling the super fiancés losers? Like the perpetual fiance. Just Gems with the $10 says, Coach Tay, I said you are in a relationship with a man now and with man ideas talking points. How long? Do you tell him? You want to respond to this?
He knows about my past and what are they asking the first question? What about my talking points?
You got manosphere ideas and talking points. How long you been in that relationship? If you tell him, you already answered that.
Oh, he's a Superman for sure. He's a part of the manosphere. And he has
well, then Dale.
Aaron with the $2 says, Sean, does an NBA player want to win a Super Bowl? Like, share, subscribe, tell a friend, hit that like button right now if you can. That helps the channel the most, man. Salute to everybody who tuned in. This is a dope show. I like these shows on Wednesday, man. Sherelle had actually reminded me, she's like, damn, you don't do the mixed procured panel enough anymore. I'm like, you're right. And so Wednesdays, like Arnold says, it's kind of like my day where I make sure it's done, but we could be doing anything. But this be like my favorite, like the mix and shit. So yeah, man. Salute to y'all, man. Tay, good shit. Playboy, any final thoughts? Coach Tay in the building. Pleasureplug.fun. Any final thoughts?
Look, I'll be in Raleigh this weekend. Y'all come check me out. I will be selling body butters and all things skincare, wellness. You know where to find me. Pleasureplug.fun. Appreciate y'all.
Indeed, man. Risky weekend in DC, man.
It's going down.
Shit, y'all. Court, good shit, baby boy.
Yes, sir, man. I appreciate y'all for having me on, bro. This was dope. Appreciate the conversations. You know what I'm saying? Sean, respect. Respect, though. I appreciate y'all for having me on, though, man. If you wanna check out my channel as well, go to Courtney Edgar Show on YouTube and Twitch. And if you want to follow my IG and TikTok, it's Courtney Edgar Show as well. So
yeah, man.
Appreciate y'all. I'll see y'all there, man.
Lock in. Here go the link right here. I just dropped it. We still got 250 people in the building, man. Go ahead, give them a subscribe. Brother been grinding. You heard? This shit is not easy. It's not for the faint of heart. To be consistent and to continue it, man. So the love and support. And once you go over there, be the supporter, and then the content's so dope, you become a patron. That's how shit works.
Facts.
Man.
Facts.
So I just dropped the link. Make sure y'all tap in. All right. Corn, what's popping? Any final thoughts?
Thanks for having me on. I need to get on here more often. So
yeah, I gotta hit you for sure.
Yeah. So you can follow me at Cornelius Bryant _Dream Chaser on Instagram. Just check me out. Follow me. Got some stuff coming. So we'll see. You'll definitely see it.
Word, hold on, let me find this real quick. Which one is it though?
My Cornelius Bryant. This is my
one?
name. It's _Dream Chaser.
The one you always send me shit from though.
I think I sent you something about for them. I got that's my personal one. The Cornelius Bryant _Dream Chaser is my public.
Okay.
Yeah, it's the legacy I am. That's the private joint.
Yeah. All right, here go the link, man. Make sure y'all go ahead and follow Corn, man. Yo, I'm telling you, man. I know some dope people, bro. Like, motherfuckers be doing a lot of shit. Like, yo, check it out, man. Know what I'm saying? Check this shit out, man. Bandit Attorney, what's popping? Perfect. Any final thoughts?
What's good? To all the homies, man. find you something, get out the streets, man. Winter come every year, bro. It's be cold. You know what I'm saying?
Fact, though. That's a fizz that. Yo, man, one before we go, man. That's a fact, nigga. Get out these streets, nigga.
Y'all take one.
Anything is possible.
It's like the Walking Dead out this motherfucker, bro. I'm trying to tell you, my nigga.
Don't be talking to Michelle Obama, bro, about what you ain't got, my nigga. Don't end up like that.
Yeah, nah, real shit. Real shit, man. That shit, yo, it's a fucking graveyard. Sorry, I'm wilding, but yo, this shit. Man, listen to me, nigga. Listen to me, nigga. Get out this fucking graveyard, bro. It's not worth it.
Ain't there not here in these streets?
Huh? Yo, bro, I be DJing. Yo, it's so just motherfuckers eating. Yeah. Yeah. DJing is cool, but it sucks, bro. The environment, bro. The environment is like people don't even mingle. Everybody fat. You know what I'm saying? It just like, yo, man, no clothes. It just, I'm saying.
Yeah. But you in the where they say that the thickums is the creme de la creme.
But they don't tell you that they're Twinkie away, boy. I'm saying, nah, the creme is definitely DC. It's a different demographic. I think it's better. Like there was a girl who came, huh?
They're more professional out here.
Yeah.
Okay.
When the woman came up here with an afro, right? Like it was brothers up here, and they was like, "Yo, man, your hair is beautiful." But you know, in DC, natural hair is like, you know what I mean, the thing. So we don't even get like, you know, enamored by it, you know. Right. And it just, I mean, you know, we was out there, you know what I'm saying? Before we got all, you know. You know what I mean? Shout out to the snow boots Corn used to wear and shit like that. Sean, any final thoughts?
Perfect. Yeah, man, I had to make shit a little spicy, you know what I'm saying? Since I was chilling during the first couple segments. Yeah, feel me. I wasn't gonna let Arnold bully me. You know what I'm saying? We will be in the Discord arguing with James. I know James is in there right now waiting to argue.
Is it Toxic Thursday?
Yeah. Hey, James got the Omar from The Wire music playing right now, my nigga.
Hey, yo, join the Discord, yo. Now, disclaimer, it's Toxic Thursday. They be talking shit in the bathroom. Is no holds bar. All right? Ain't nobody gonna shave you. You know what I mean? You can go in there and just listen, but if you unmute that button, be ready. It's Toxic Thursday. And then tomorrow come, everybody will be saying, "Good morning. How are you?" Well, I have some pushback. I have a level of retort. You see the diction? That's how Friday will be. But tomorrow, fuck out of here, nigga. Shut your dumb ass up. Why you still talking? You been talking since I've been in here. Then nigga say good morning. Nigga say good morning, man. Fuck you, nigga. How about that?
When you come on this panel, you got to answer for whatever you said. When you Discord. Wait, I'm telling you, wait.
Yo. Now there's a couple of rules that I have, like certain things. Like, if you get in there like SMD, I don't play that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like that is going too far. Nigga don't say that shit. But everything else, nigga try to come in there and be like, "Hey y'all, shut up." You know what I'm saying?
Oh well, let me stay out of there then.
Nah, come in there. You know, we have fun, man. There's a dope club too. Mind somebody else's business. Well, the club is called Mind Your Own Business, so it's about entrepreneurship. But it's mind somebody else's business. So right now we're building up a fund to help crowdfund an endeavor that homeboy Blaze has. So he does trucking now, but he wants to venture out. So we building up $1,000 fund to fund, like, you know, paperwork and things, and then, you know, the LLC and all that stuff. So salute the Blaze. We're trying to get that fund done by June 7th. Sorry. So I'll start. Matter of fact, I'll share that on Friday on the stream. That way we can get that. But yeah, if y'all in the Discord, definitely tap in with that. And hopefully we could do that for more people. You know, we're gonna start the book club up again. I think we're gonna read this book called Outliers. I think it's a dope like understanding of how things, you know, because you know they'd be like, you could be Bill Gates, right? Well, you have to have two parents that are well off and are programmers and then live up the street from the university to which you can go and see the programs that are initiating computers and all that to, you know what I mean? Like that's Bill Gates. It ain't just Bill Gates just out of nowhere. No, he had the lineage and the resources and the access to be Bill Gates. Right. So it normalizes things. It put things in context, you know? So I think we'll read that, man. So yeah, man. Salute to y'all. Sean working on the link, but all his shit is dope. The quality is beautiful. So make sure y'all tap in with him. Sean Antonio on Instagram. I know Impress still in there dropping the links and shit. Please join the Discord so you can stay abreast of all the dope things. Risky Weekend DC is set for August 1st through the 3rd. We're gonna get it popping. I'll make sure y'all that have all the marketing for that. And I'll see y'all most high willing on Friday. So I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. Get in the Discord. Be safe and do the right thing, man. Like, share, subscribe. Tell a friend to tell a friend. And we out.